San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Masters tournament is underway, and right now we have a two-way tie at the top. Sam Burns is already in the clubhouse at -5. He shot 67 today. But defending champion Rory McIlroy is also in at -5, although he has completed 15 holes. We'll keep you updated on the Masters throughout the afternoon. Spurs, well, they got win number 61 on the year. They beat the Trailblazers last night without Wemby and Steph Castle.
Sports Center brought to you by SAPDcareers.com. The San Antonio Police Department is always hiring.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is a Thursday. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday out there, whatever you're doing, however you are doing it. Thanks for spending a little time with us here on the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, and Minix, we're right in the middle of a puppy food bank radiothon.
Hello, friends. Poopy puppies? We play the open again. Let's start this thing over. What the hell? Come on, Reinagel.
Holy cow.
I mean, you're right. The Masters is on.
It is.
And I know a lot of people called in sick today. Or if you're working from home, you are not being very productive. You're on the couch. Probably your dog is not far behind. Your dog's good. There's a lot of dogs that aren't. We're trying to raise some money. Over the next 2 days, it's our annual Puppy Food Bank Radiothon. And they gave us 3 pages of notes. I'm not going to read them all, but it is depressing as hell.
Well, I think you should. That'd take care of the first segment, Minix. Go
so
ahead.
You can watch more golf?
Exactly right. Go ahead.
Mean, when you think about the need and the number of dogs that are in shelters and the amount of money it takes to feed the dogs in these shelters. I think we're all fans of these no-kill shelters, but the downside of that is the required need for food for all these dogs, and so we're raising money. We've got a lot going on here at the radio station over the next couple of days. A lot of famous people, Ghostbusters, Ernie Hudson, and
John O'Hurley.
I didn't see John today, but I know he was in the building.
Seinfeld fame, among other things, obviously.
I mean, the guy can just come over here and read the phone book.
He really could. He's got the greatest voice ever.
Do we still have phone books? Either way, you know what I'm saying. He could read all these notes.
He could do that.
He's going to be on the show tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll talk to him.
He was in the building earlier, but I missed him because I was watching Masters. But seriously, $15 a month, you can help save a lot of dogs' lives. Donate at puppyfoodbank.org.
We'll continue to let you know where to go and how to do that throughout the show today because it is a big deal for us here, the Puppy Food Bank 2026 Radiothon. So thanks. If you can help out, that's great. We appreciate it. And I'm sure they'll take any amount. But $15 a month is about the going rate. So if you can do that, fantastic, and you're going to be helping a great, great cause. Lots to talk about. Obviously, the Masters is on, and Rory McIlroy, the defending champion, right now through looks like 15 holes, is at the top of the leaderboard. Now, there is one guy that is there, Sam Burns, who was already in, shot 67 today. This is going to be fun. I mean, it is a stacked leaderboard, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
The idea. And again, first day of the Masters, well, all 4 days, but getting it underway. Up early today, I saw the opening ceremony, the tee shots.
Yes. Poor Jack. Poor Jack. He looked like you.
Can we get this sunk into retirement now?
He looked like you.
Come on, Pledge, that was uncalled for. That was completely uncalled for. We're talking about Jack. But
doesn't he keep saying he doesn't want to see his idols become what Jack does?
Well, he's not. But he's hitting a ceremonial first tee, for goodness sake.
I mean, the fact is he had to have the caddy tee it up because he can't bend over there.
Poor guy's 86 years old.
Well, man. He can finally shoot his damn age, right?
Not with that drive he hit today, he can't.
on the front nine. I would have loved that shot.
Yeah, well, you would have. You're
Dude,
right.
My fear is taking people out.
Oh,
and
my
that
gosh.
happened today. Did you see that? On that par 3, what's his name? Hit a dude's leg and went onto the green.
Yeah, Bryson DeChambeau today got lucky as hell on that par 3, hit some dude in the leg and bounced right on the green. See, here's the deal. Now, these guys, and when we lose a ball, there's not, 100, 200 people out there looking for it.
Thank God.
No, I wish there was. Are you kidding me? I mean, these guys, you never lose a ball. You get guys out there with little flags, and they put where your ball is, or they hit people in the leg.
Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
These dudes, you have every advantage.
I mean, like you ever lose a ball.
No, I lose lots of balls. Yes, I have to admit. I
will
lose
say
lots of balls.
That is a testament to Joe's truthfulness on the course. Because most people don't want a bunch of people helping them find their ball because they just kind of, I found it, drops it out of their pocket.
Well, that's what I do.
I don't do that.
Well, see, I'm like, I've looked, scan. All right, cool. Here, it's about right here.
Yeah.
Right? Pledge will find 17 balls and be like, it ain't mine. That ain't mine, but I got a collection going. And he'll spend an hour looking for his ball, and he'll swear that it's there, and then you realize, he's 30 yards too past where it actually is, and then he's mad at himself because he knows he hit it farther. I mean, there's the difference of people that are out there and what they're doing. But Ryan Eagle saying he wishes he had people to look is pure laziness on his part.
Of course.
I mean, that's what it is. I mean, Pledge is like, oh, man, most people don't know. Ryan Eagle would rather stay in his cart and have somebody else go find the ball.
Yes.
Yeah, pure laziness because, he can get another drink in.
You get no argument from me there.
Yeah.
That is exactly right.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, I'm seeing all these things here. And did I miss something today? And is it your birthday, Pledge? Happy birthday, James Pledger. Everybody on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page knows this. And I think you told us yesterday, and I obviously forgot.
He's been telling us for a week. I mean, it's his birthday, and, he can't take his day off because of the food bank, because at this radio company, we get our birthday off.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, unless you want a day off on the puppy food bank, and then that request gets denied.
You can't do that. Yeah. Oh, no, we got puppies
absolutely.
to save.
There's apparently dogs in the building.
Yeah. Well, happy birthday, Pledge.
Now, Pledge doesn't care about today. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's the day, huh?
And tomorrow night.
Uh-huh.
Tomorrow night.
Okay. That's the birthday party?
That's the birthday party.
I remember him saying something about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Pledge, did you text Maggie to put it on Joe's calendar?
I haven't. I don't have Maggie's number.
There's a reason for that.
And we're going to keep it that way, yes. Yes.
But, yeah, whether it's tomorrow or Saturday night.
No, I could see a scenario that will show up. I'm assuming I know where the birthday party is.
You probably assume correctly.
All right.
We'll see you at the roof.
Yes.
Yeah, hop along, Pledge.
Going to be fun. Well, anyway, happy birthday to you, Pledge, on a great day. The first day of the Masters. Love that. Spurs again, without Wemby, without Castle, kicked the crap out of the Portland Trailblazers last night. And I tell you what, this team is about as deep as any team I've seen. They really are. It's amazing to me how guys just step up when other guys are out, and that's exactly what they did last night. And Portland needed that game. They could have clinched, if I'm not mistaken, a seed, 8 maybe.
Yeah,
if they would have won that game.
I mean, Spurs started off so good last night, and I wondered if they would be able to maintain. And quite frankly, actually their highest scoring quarter was the first, but I really thought Portland would get their stuff together and come back. But De'Aaron Fox played great. Keldon Johnson off the bench was fantastic. Carter Bryant with all threes. What was he, 5 of 6 from 3-point range last night? Just an incredible game. And it's not like I thought Portland played bad, but last night showed this is a good team. With Wemby, they are a great team, a title contending team with Wemby and, of course, Steph Castle. Because you saw a good team last night in Portland lose to a good team in San Antonio.
And a shorthanded team. I mean, arguably the two best players were out last night. So, props to the Spurs and the Spurs bench and just the fight to go on and continue to win. We're going to talk a lot of Spurs in the next segment, of course, because Oklahoma City has determined where the Spurs will start the playoffs. They'll do that in the number 2 seed. Let me just say something. There's a tweet from Sham Sharania right here, and it kind of, should I say, pisses me off.
Here we go.
The NBA has completed an investigation of the Sacramento Kings and head coach Doug Christie's decision to foul intentionally late in the team's game against Golden State on April 7th. League's investigation determined that Christie mistakenly believed that the Warriors were not in the penalty and therefore instructed his team to foul in an attempt to stop the clock and utilize one of the team's remaining timeouts. The investigation found that Christie made no intentional effort to give the Warriors a shooting foul or to cause the Kings to lose the game. So in other words, Doug Christie, you're a moron, is what the NBA is saying. You're just a moron. You had no clue, and you made a mistake, which is a bunch of BS, in my opinion.
I was wrong. I mean, I made a mistake. Brain fart. It's dumb. But when you look at what Sacramento's been doing, were they really trying to tank last night? Because they had been winning some games. But it just feels dumb when you look at that because it felt so intentional. And quite frankly, if Draymond Green doesn't go to the podium and bring up a very real conversation that all these teams are tanking, only 2 have been fined, what the hell? Because without Draymond Green's comments, I don't even think the NBA does the investigation, if you can call whatever this is an investigation. Hey, Doug, what happened there? Yeah, I messed up. All right, cool, thanks. You're good.
That's exactly how that investigation went. Exactly. Just let teams tank then. I mean, why not?
I mean,
just
Doug,
allow it and let people do whatever the hell they want to do.
You know you're going to look like an idiot if we do this. Yeah, it's all right. I can deal with it.
Yeah, well, I guess so.
This too shall pass.
Well, there you go. So the Kings are off the hook. No problem there. Well, I wonder what Draymond thinks about that. I'm sure we'll hear from him eventually at some point in time. Spurs, again, winning, showing how their depth is going to be a hell of a strength when the upcoming playoffs, that is for sure. Locked in the number 2 seed. We're talking about it. We continue here on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-927-1086. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-927-1086. 800-927-1086. 800-927-1086.
Hey golfers, you could win a set of custom golf clubs from Flight by Yingling. Thank you to everyone who played in the sold-out 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Tournament presented by Flight by Yingling. Now, imagine hitting the course with a set of custom clubs valued at $2,800 with a cold flight, 2.6 carbs, and 95 calories. Enter now at yingling.com/golf. No purchase necessary. Must be 21 or older. Flight by Yingling. Enjoy responsibly. DG Yingling & Sons, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Ownwell. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ownwell.com/terms. Estimate based on your neighborhood average and individual results may vary.
I couldn't believe that my property taxes kept going up and up and up. I felt totally helpless. But then I discovered Ownwell. Ownwell reduced my property taxes and saved me over $1,000.
Your property taxes aren't set in stone. They can be reduced. Ownwell combines savvy technology and deep local expertise to save real estate owners real money. Plus, Ownwell handles everything from paperwork to negotiations and even attending hearings on your behalf. Ownwell saves you time and money.
Now I feel like I'm back in control because Ownwell reduces my property taxes every year.
Want to see how much Ownwell can save you on your property taxes? Just enter an address and see your tax savings estimate. See how much you can save with Ownwell right now. Text FILE to 64,000. Text FILE to 64,000. That's FILE to 64,000.
Attention coaches, educators, and booster clubs. Need a fundraiser that's different from the rest? With Gardenville, supporters purchase something they already need. High quality, locally sourced mulch and compost. Your organization earns money on every sale. Real products, real value, with support from Gardenville to keep it simple. Ready to grow your fundraiser? Visit garden-ville.com/fundraising. That's garden-ville.com/fundraising.
I remember brushing my hair and looking down and thinking, oh my gosh, do I have any hair left?
I used to look at women with thick, beautiful hair and think, why doesn't my hair look like that?
My thinning hair is making me feel so old.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. With clinically proven ingredients like apple extract, biotin, and millet, Hair Volume nourishes your hair follicles to promote thicker, healthier-looking hair. Say goodbye to shedding, thin, and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume.
Since taking Hair Volume, the shedding has all but stopped.
Now, instead of being jealous of other women's hair, I have friends who are jealous of mine.
My hairdresser couldn't believe the difference in my hair. Now she's using Hair Volume too.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
The largest gun show in San Antonio is at the Shriner Auditorium this weekend. Texas Gun Shows is open this Friday from 4 to 7 p.m., 10 a.m. to 5 Saturday, and then 10 a.m. to 4 Sunday. Texas Gun Shows is at the Shriner Auditorium on 1604 this Friday through Sunday.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Coming up on the Morning Huddle, we've got 2 more games left for the Spurs in the regular season. Will Wemby play? How do they close this thing out?
And day 2 of the Masters will get you ready for a long weekend of golf and frivolity. Playoffs start next week. Let's get ready. Party starts tomorrow at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio.
And what?
Well, sounds like we're in for a great weekend. Golfing for
Oh, Rob Thompson trying to use a James Pledger word.
Frivolity?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds fun. Hey, everybody, this is the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. He is Jason on our Puppy Food Bank Radiothon. The next couple of days, you're going to hear a lot about that. So stay tuned. And if you can help out, $15 a month, go to puppyfoodbank.org.
The San Antonio Spurs get win number 61 last night and officially clinch second place in the Western Conference because Oklahoma City got a win last night. No
They did.
surprise. So that race is officially done. And I think we all saw that coming because as great as the Spurs have been over the last couple months, they've gained 0 ground on Oklahoma City because all that team has done is continue to win.
That's got to be frustrating, I would think, a little bit if you're the Spurs. Isn't it? As well, you've only lost 3 games since the All-Star break, and you've lost a game to Oklahoma City.
Well, they've only lost 2 games.
I know, it's
I mean,
nuts.
I don't know. I mean, driving down the highway trying to catch somebody and pass them and you just can't, whatever the case is. But a hell of a race down the stretch has certainly made it a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But with that, the only thing left to play for in this here regular season is Victor Wembanyama qualifying for postseason awards. The question, is it worth it? Now, I know Wemby has stated many, many times that those are important to him, and I get that. If there's a trophy to go win it. But is it worth it at the risk of the championship that your team is chasing? And he needs one more game, 20 minutes to qualify. The other night, and I don't know this, but he got hurt, went to the locker room, came back, and played just enough to qualify for that 15-minute exception.
Not sure that he played. He was out on the floor.
He qualified for that 15-minute exception, leaving him one. Did he come back the other night just to get enough time to qualify? That we will never know, unless he actually answers the question. But it certainly appears that way. And the reason that I'm a little more concerned about it today than maybe I was yesterday or even the day before is something that Sham said on TV about the results of said testing.
There's confidence that Victor Wembanyama will be able to play at least one of these final two games as soon as Friday against the Dallas Mavericks at home, potentially. The good news for the Spurs, test showed a bad bruise to his rib, and that can impact his breathing. So right now he is day-to-day, though. He needs to play at least 20 minutes in one more game. The Spurs, Victor Wembanyama, very confident that he'll be able to do so potentially on Friday.
It's good, and I'm already seeing some comments on our Sports Star YouTube page saying, yeah, hell yeah, it's important. 20 minutes and sit his ass down. My problem is, look, it's important to Wemby. It's important to his pocketbook. All of these things, I get it, and I would love to see him get it. The problem is if that bruise is that bad and he's going up for a rebound, he gets run into, anything happens on purpose or not, and this young man is out 4 to 6 weeks, is it then worth it?
I mean, the question, if you play in fear, you're screwed, right?
True.
I mean, let's go with the hard, fast rule on a blackjack table in Vegas. Scared money is lost money.
Very true.
You got to go play. And if he goes play and he plays tomorrow night, will we all be holding our collective breaths for the 21 minutes or so that he would be out there?
Yes.
Yes, we would. And I want him to go get it. But it's not like any of us are going to go down and get a T-shirt that said DPOI on it. Because I think we all know he's probably not going to win MVP, but Defensive Player of the Year is in the bag. But the idea of if it's impacting his breathing and it's that uncomfortable, is it worth the risk versus being off until game one of the first round?
Look, again, it's going to be scary. If he wants to go play, feels like he can go play, I think the Spurs are going to let him play.
Sure.
And he'll be out there. The thing is, and I've heard other people say, well, just put him out there. He can sit in the corner.
Stop.
Wemby's not going to do that.
It's not ethical basketball.
It's not just that. He's a competitor, and he's already proven that. He's not going to just sit there. He's going to get in the mix, and he's going to play basketball. And that's the thing that is a little concerning, I won't lie to you, because, again, I've made no secret. And I know it's important to Wemby. I know it's important to his pocketbook, but I don't give a damn whether he wins that or not. What I care about is hanging a banner inside the Frostbank Center that says NBA champion. And I don't know if that can happen without Victor Wembanyama. And so it is a little frightening. Hopefully nothing happens. He's out there. He gets his 20 minutes. He sits down. He won't play against Denver if that happens. And then you get ready for the playoffs. It's a scary proposition. I didn't think it was that bad. And then you hear Shams, and obviously he's not a doctor, but I mean, if Wemby's having a hard time breathing, it must be a pretty bad bruise. You get hit there again, who knows what might happen.
Well, see, and that's what I worry about. That report. Now, again, you listen carefully to how Shams said that. He said can impact breathing, didn't say it was impacting breathing, so that leaves a lot to interpretation, right? Well, is it? It can, but is it? And I don't know the answer to that, but just hearing that description makes me a little bit more concerned today than I was yesterday when all right, he's going to sit out, but we also know that at least part of yesterday's shoot-around, Wemby did participate according to his teammates. He did not participate when the media was watching. And I have a hard time believing, as much as Wemby wants the individual honors, that he would put an individual award ahead of the team goal. And the Spurs organization that I know would not let a player put an individual honor ahead of a team honor. But then you think back, hell, he came back into the game the other day seemingly just to get enough minutes to qualify. So as I say that, it appears the other night he went back into a game to play just long enough to get 15 minutes to qualify for an individual honor.
Now, bring some memory back to my memory. I don't believe he did much when he came back. I mean, there was not much activity, and he was not in the mix in the scrum and all of that. He plays tomorrow night, and look, I'm going to say this flat out. If he doesn't play tomorrow night, I damn sure don't want him playing against Denver on Sunday. I mean, I don't. If he's going to do this, it's got to be tomorrow night in my mind. You play against Dallas. Dallas has got nothing to play for, and you go to town, get your 20 minutes, and get the hell out of there. I don't want him to have anything to do with Denver. I really don't. And again, not that they're going to try to hurt him.
I mean, they're not hockey players.
But they've got more incentive to do that than Dallas does.
Yeah, they do.
I mean,
take them out.
That's exactly right. So, again, I don't care if he wins it or not. It's not important to me. I know it's important to a lot of Spurs fans, and it's damn sure important to Wemby. And in that case, I hope he gets it, but not at the expense of jeopardizing a championship.
What do you guys think? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. You can comment on our YouTube page. Go to YouTube, search out San Antonio Sports Star, like and subscribe while you're there. On Twitter, at Joe Reinagle 210. Tweet at me, at Jason Minix. Is it Adriel? Adriel, you're on the Blitz. What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for the beautiful program. Hey, I just had a question real quick. Did you guys get an email from Adam Silver this morning? Because there was a conversation yesterday about 104 minutes on a chocolate vanilla. There was a tanking issue going on yesterday at the show.
Well, it depends on which flavor cupcakes you like. And the cake determines the flavor of the cupcake, not the frosting.
It's not true, but we're not going to get back into it. But yeah,
we're not. Last night I was thinking about it because Joe gets so mad about tanking. I'm like, man, we tanked the vanilla crazy yesterday. Hey, just real quick, guys. I don't know. It's because I don't want to, if it's superstitious or if I don't know if you guys have brackets to fill out and you don't want to leak any information, but I'm just getting real nervous and excited at the same time because of, we have meaningful playoffs again for the Spurs. So can you guys at least say the minimal? I really honestly think at the minimum, I feel like we'll get to the Western Conference Finals. And from then going forward, I feel like it's going to be up to coaching and matchups. I know we might get Denver in the second round, but do you guys feel comfortable with, making a prediction?
Well, I mean, we've been doing it, for weeks on end, and I know you listen intently. I don't know that we've made official, playoff predictions, drum roll, please, here's our bracket. But I have moved my goalpost many times. I thought they'd be hopefully a 6 seed, maybe a play-in, get postseason. And if they made it to the second round, great season. It's still been a great season. We talked about this a couple of days ago. But now, because this team is so damn good, the expectations have changed. It feels like if they don't get to the Western Conference Finals, it would feel like a failure, even though this season has been completely unexpected. I also look around and say, who's going to beat this team 4 times? Then I watch Oklahoma City, and I think, who's going to beat that team 4 times?
I tell you, they're playing well. You got 2 teams at the top of the West that are just on fire right now in OKC and San Antonio. Look, again, I don't know what's right. Mark GT on our Sports Star YouTube page says, what if you sit him for 2 games and he gets hurt in the first game of the playoffs? I get where you're coming from, but what I'm looking at there is you've got another 8-9 days to sit this young man, get him treatment, and get this thing well, where it's not well now. Obviously, it's sore, it's bruised, and maybe it's not that bad. And I agree with you, Jason. The Spurs are not going to let him go out there if it would jeopardize his long-term health.
Although it seems they did the other night.
Well, again,
to get qualified. And maybe the idea was, all right, go get yourself because he went out with 11 minutes to play.
Right.
and then he came back in, and he couldn't get to 20, but he did get over the 15-minute mark to qualify. And it feels like, now that you're kind of looking back on it, did he come back in just to qualify, just to play enough to reach that minimum? And maybe they felt like, all right, you can go back out there. Let's go. And he couldn't, but he qualified. But it just feels like he played there enough to qualify.
Well, he couldn't play 4 more minutes.
I mean,
seriously,
you saw him, because as soon as he checked out, he went back to the room.
Well, I get that.
And again, in the moment, I wasn't thinking that, but you hear these reports, and then I went back and I looked at the timeline. He left with 11 minutes, and he came back, and he played just enough to get qualified, and he left again. And it really makes me wonder, did he go back into that game just to make it count towards the 65?
Well, it could have been, and that's very possible. And Tom Guerrero was telling us he took 2 threes when he came back in, made one and missed one, but I don't recall him going into the scrum and being real aggressive that night. Tom, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I was watching that game, and I don't recall that. And again, if he could do that where he knew he just needed the 16 minutes or whatever it is for his second time, and he needs another one. I only bring this up. We're celebrating Wemby.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any question about that. I want him to win every award that he can win. But again, to be on the verge of where the Spurs are right now, with an opportunity, and a damn good one, to win another championship, you lose a guy like Wemby. I mean, those chances go down, even though this team has played well without him on the floor.
Well, I mean, championship chances without Wemby, I think, are 0. I mean, it's a really good basketball team without him, but I don't know that I would say they're a championship caliber team without Victor Wembanyama. That said, if he gets hurt in the first game of the playoffs, all right, cool, you're in the playoffs, that happens. Do we put him in bubble wrap? I flash back to Manu Ginobili. The Spurs are a 1 seed.
Was that the last game of the regular season?
Sticks his arm out and snaps his elbow, I think against Phoenix.
Dallas, I think it was.
Was it Dallas?
I think it was Dallas.
Whatever.
Doesn't matter, but yeah.
Elbow snapped, and the 1-seeded Spurs lose to the 8-seeded Grizzlies when we all thought that guy should be in bubble wrap.
Absolutely.
And then he breaks his arm in a meaningless basketball game. Tomorrow night isn't meaningless except for one reason, and that's Victor getting enough minutes to get qualified. Outside of that, it is a meaningless basketball game. That's where I don't want to see somebody get hurt. Game 1 of the playoffs, stuff happens if he were to get hurt there. But if he goes and he plays tomorrow night, if the injury's as close to as bad as what Shams is describing, and he is suffering and struggling to breathe a little bit, and everybody knows it's chest, and he takes a forearm to the chest, and that sets him out. I mean, we're all going to be angry, and we're all look. I can see the future. Phone lines will be lit up. Fire Mitch Johnson. Why would they let him play? Why would they? That's what you guys will all say next week if he gets hurt in a game tomorrow night or Sunday against Denver.
Well,
why is he out there?
Well, he better not be out there against Denver. If he's going to go out there, it better be tomorrow night against Dallas. I don't want to see him anywhere near Joker or anybody else on that Denver Nuggets team on Sunday afternoon. So hopefully he's well enough to get out there. And again, I trust the Spurs organization to determine that. They want the young man to get his postseason awards, but they don't want to jeopardize his long-term health. So if they decide that it's okay for him to get back in there, then I'm okay with that, and you take your chances thereabouts.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Devontae, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
What's going on, fellas? So I got this idea, man. So for the tanking problem, I think we should move the draft from the bottom half teams up to the lottery, at least up to the fifth team in the playoffs. And now that'll actually force the teams to stop tanking, because if you tank, you'll end up with the 25th pick or something. So it won't do you no good. So you actually have to play your players and have to get into the playoffs if you really want to get a high draft pick.
I think
it'll cut back a lot on the tanking.
Devontae, I think any idea right now is a good idea. They got to do something, and I think they're going to work hard on this situation in the offseason, and we'll see what they come up with. But I'm up for any idea, suggestion, anything like that, because it needs to stop. It's awful.
Stop rewarding losing.
Exactly right.
I don't know how else you do a draft other than, do it like with fantasy football and have some sort of weird contest and whatever. Let's draw names out of the hat.
How about everybody?
Do the prize wheel like we did for the Bracket for a Cause with Ansira Auto Group. Just put all the names in there and see where they land.
And put them in. Exactly right. Or everybody gets the same amount. If you don't make the playoffs, everybody gets the same amount of balls regardless of where you finish.
Yep.
How about that? It seems simple to me.
Stop rewarding suckage.
Exactly. You don't make the playoffs, you get 10 balls, and everybody gets the same thing, and you take your chances right there. Fat E's Barbecue. Fat E's Barbecue. I love that on our sports. Want to know if we settled the great cupcake debate of 2026?
I think Joe is still wrong.
Well, I think Minix is wrong. And so I don't know that we'll ever settle this. Yeah,
the answer is no.
I don't think we'll ever settle this debate.
I am surprised how many people texted me last night.
I got a few myself.
That and again mixed, like Jordan Elder over at News 4.
Uh-huh.
She agrees with you. Her husband thinks she's an idiot. And then she finally admitted.
Well, I guarantee you he didn't call her an idiot to her face.
No, it was on a group text.
Exactly.
I mean, he and then I explained to her, because Matt did a pathetic job of explaining the situation. When I explained it, she admitted she was wrong, and I think that might get, framed.
Well, here's how I looked at it.
Wow.
I know that's
wow.
pretty. That doesn't make me feel any better.
Wow.
Here's how I know at least where my mental state is on this whole cupcake debate. All right, because I asked my son-in-law his opinion on it, and he said, well, I agree with you. I think that is. And he said, even if I don't, he said, Cash, the 3-year-old, he says, when he wants a chocolate cupcake, it's the frosting that matters.
Well, see, again, though, frosting does matter, and I think because there were donuts in the building today, and I think Joe – I can't believe we're going down this road again.
Well, we're not.
Joe looks at donuts and cupcakes the same, because you take a cupcake and you put chocolate icing on it, that's a chocolate donut now. Even though it's still a glazed donut, it just has the chocolate icing.
But when you go to wherever your donut shop is and you're getting donuts, you're not asking for a glazed with icing.
No.
You're asking for a chocolate donut,
but
are you not?
Donut rules are different than cupcake rules.
Now, who made those rules? I mean, what is it, Willy Wonka talking here or what?
Well,
I mean, what
it
the
is
hell?
possible, but the donut rules don't apply to the cupcake rules. That's a separate set of rules.
Now, see, I don't know who made that rule. You're just making that up.
I am, but Media Bar Productions is like, here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah. But they are a different set of rules, but at least now I can understand where Joe's confusion comes from with that little tiny brain of his.
Well, I agree with the 3-year-old, so there you go. that ought to tell you everything. And another guy who should be a 3-year-old, according to Pledge.
Uh-huh. I can't believe. So that dude agrees?
Oh, yeah. I talked with him. He called to wish me a happy birthday, and he was like, yeah, I agree with Joe.
Absolutely, he does.
See, now
people that
now you're going to backpedal.
No, not at all,
Nobody
dude.
agrees with that guy.
I don't care. I will stand. That is a mountain to die on.
It's really not. Just bring more
it really
cupcakes.
is. Yeah, exactly.
Although I do blame the cupcake place.
Well, she agreed with me too.
Well,
so.
she didn't, because all she said is, typically speaking, a chocolate cupcake has chocolate frosting.
Exactly right.
Right. But what we had yesterday, it was chocolate with white frosting, and that led to the confusion.
Which, again, changes the entire flavor of the cupcake. It's no longer chocolate, but it's mixed.
The cake, it's a chocolate cupcake.
Whatever.
The cake, not the icing.
Well, then why are we putting frosting on anything then? I mean, what the hell? If all you want's a chocolate cake,
why do you put cheese on your hamburger? It makes it better.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Why do you put jalapenos on your burger?
Because they're hot.
All right, but it's still a hamburger, right?
It is.
With jalapenos.
Sure.
It's a cupcake with frosting.
It's a jalapeno burger, according to some places, including Whataburger.
Still a burger.
It's a jalapeno burger then.
But
Same with the chocolate cupcake.
It's still a burger.
Uh-huh.
Right?
We may have to get the Department of Justice in on this little debate.
I don't think we need that.
When they are done with the NFL.
Yeah, they got bigger fish to fry.
Wow, they are investigating Roger Goodell and the NFL.
Here we go.
the Department of Justice. We'll let you know why, and we'll talk about it when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener, like maybe you ride a motorcycle. But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV, but if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to it at a campsite plays acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Smalls here. What if you could enjoy the flavor of a cocktail without the alcohol? Meet RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category that delivers bold taste and a warming sensation, but with zero alcohol, zero sugar, zero carbs, and zero calories. So you can celebrate with friends, unwind after a long day, and wake up tomorrow feeling great. It's all the ritual of a drink without the regret. Discover RK at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, the spirit without the alcohol.
Join us for San Antonio's most elevated fiesta event, Taste of the Northside, presented by H-E-B, on Thursday, April 23rd at 6 p.m. at the Rocket La Cantera. Enjoy tastings from over 50 local restaurants, plus premier wine, cocktails, cold beers, and live entertainment for one all-inclusive price. All proceeds benefit Brighton Center, serving children with disabilities and developmental delays in San Antonio. Tickets can be purchased at tasteofthenorthside.org. Viva Fiesta!
People. They're good. Good for laughs, for snorts, for cries, and goodbyes. People are good for doing nothing or getting up to something. People are good for squad goals and squad. People are good for you. Jim Beam. Best enjoyed together.
Jim Beam, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume, 2026 James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky.
Let NAW, Northwest Automotive Warehouse, equip you for spring, summer, mom, work, and family seasons with full lines of real truck products like Undercover Ultraflex and Retrax truck bed covers or Husky floor liners. Enjoy better than internet pricing, double the 5-year warranty, and skip the week-long wait for delivery. Plus tons of scratch and dent options on WeatherGuard toolboxes, pack rats, and diesel transfer tanks. Family owned and operated since 1978 in the Big Red Building at 3027 Culebra or nawtruck.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Hey everybody, Joe Reinigle here for Window Nation. You know, spring is a great time to open your windows and wait, your windows won't open? They leak? They're cracked? They need repainting again? You know, getting top quality custom fit windows from Window Nation is easy and affordable. During the More You Buy, the More You Save sale, you could save up to 50% off. Plus, you could get them with 0% interest for 5 years. During uncertain times, one of the best investments you can make is in your home. So visit windownation.com now to book a consultation.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a best man speech, but getting one from some random +1.
I am honored to be standing here today, also confused and a little hungry. Does anyone want to switch entrees? Pretty sure I checked beef.
You wouldn't settle for just any speech, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Got a buddy who thinks he knows baseball? Perfect. on Rangers game days. Prove it with the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger you think will launch it out of here. He hits one, you and a friend are headed to a Rangers game. He hits two. Now you've got tickets and hotel. Yeah, you're making a night of it, and your buddy's buying the first round. Wake up with the Morning Huddle. Call your shot and win the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers.
Well, thanks for joining us on this Thursday afternoon. Hope it's a good one for you and yours. We appreciate it. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix, and we are right in the smack dab middle of our radiothon for the Puppy Food Bank.
A weird what?
Yeah, that. Puppy Food Bank 2026 radiothon. It will be going on all day today, and as it has been, and again tomorrow. Trying to help out with those puppies at those no-kill shelters.
Yeah, save more pet lives. Donate at puppyfoodbank.org. Right now, Puppy Food Bank is spending about $43,000 a month to feed our rescue partners across 11 states. $15 a month can help you save a dog's life. And again, if 15, you could do 10, you could do 5, you could do 100, whatever you can. But we're trying to raise some money for the Puppy Food Bank, puppyfoodbank.org. Roughly 6 million dogs and cats are in U.S. animal shelters every year.
Absolutely. So if you can help out, fantastic. We would appreciate it. And again, it's puppyfoodbank.org. Go there and you can donate there.
The Department of Justice has opened an investigation into the National Football League, and you see that headline, you go, what the hell are they? I mean, that seems bad, right?
Well, it does.
They're wondering if the NFL has violated anti-competitive practices with its television contracts that require consumers to pay subscription costs to watch games. Now, it goes back to like the Broadcasting Act of 1961.
Long time ago.
Which, again, the world has changed since then, but these games have always been all part of your cable package or even free television with CBS, ABC, NBC. Now you have all the different streaming partners, which is requiring people to decide to either buy a subscription to that service or miss out on games. Is it fair? And I know there's a lot of you out there that miss games because I don't have that one. And they keep adding to it. Like, all right, now I got this, now I got that. Now, some are like, it's the NFL and we're sheep and we're going to buy and go wherever. And the fear is we're getting closer and closer to having games on pay-per-view. But in some ways, some people look at it already is because, you know, every time they go to another deal, you've got to buy yet another subscription, which in some ways is pay-per-view.
Well, and that's a big part of it. But without this so-called thing of 1961, if it goes away, the NFL, every NFL team could sell its own, just kind of like the NBA does in a way. So they could
regionally,
they could have their own TV station, network, whatever, just to do the Dallas Cowboys.
Which I mean, I know they've talked about doing this with preseason games, and I think the Cowboys are one of a few teams that could actually make money doing that, selling their preseason rights to a streaming service. Right now, every NFL team can sell their preseason games on their own, which the Cowboys do, so do the Texans, everybody does. But it's all regional. Now, some of these streaming services, or all of these streaming services, could put up geofences and make it where it's only regional, so you know, if you're a Cowboy fan living in California, you wouldn't be able to watch that local broadcast through legal means anyway. But the other part of the Sports Broadcasting Act of 1961 protects Friday nights and high school football, and which the loophole that Roger Goodell found is, well, we'll just go to Brazil. All right, which is, we all learned about it last year when they did that.
Right.
All right, well, you know where? You know what's not close to a high school in the United? Brazil.
Brazil.
Let's go there.
They don't play high school football in Brazil?
That doesn't affect the Sports Broadcasting Act of 1961.
Well, look, according to this article in Pro Football Talk, which I think they do a really good job of laying it out and trying to explain it all, they're kind of blaming Fox for this a little bit. Now, they're saying that, blaming. They're saying this could be a political power play by Fox to get the NFL to back off in its efforts to try and get more money from its various broadcast partners in the remaining year of the contracts. But again, according to this article, the process has already begun. Many believe CBS is going to agree to pay dramatically more than the $2.1 billion per year that it previously agreed to pay.
Where the NFL, I think, has covered their bases, because the NFL has a lot of really, really good lawyers, is right now 87% of their games are on free broadcast television, and 100% of their games are free in the markets of their competing teams. So if you are playing on Prime Video and you're the Texans, you can watch that on a local TV station in Houston. Same in Dallas. I believe a lot of times that's on the NBC affiliate, and I know this because my little magic box, when they're on Prime, you end up getting the local affiliate in whatever city. Both cities of whoever's playing, they have that game on a local TV station. So at least in the home markets, every game is available on free over-the-air television. And I believe, like when the Texans played the Baltimore Ravens on Christmas and everybody was going nuts, well, in Houston, it was on a local TV station down there, and people were able to get it. Now, it did affect us in San Antonio because we're not in the Houston market, but the NFL has kind of covered the bases in the home cities of their NFL franchises with over-the-air TV when they are on a streaming platform.
You know, I don't have a real issue with this. I know a lot of people do, just simply because you don't want to be paying a ton of money for to watch football. I don't have an issue with it, but it just seems to me now if the NFL is truly violating a federal law, then okay, I can see the DOJ getting involved. But other than that, don't they have other things better to do?
I mean, they do, but I don't understand. And quite frankly, I'm guessing most people listening, unless you're like a federal prosecutor type, which part of the law have they violated, if any, or how do they fix it? Now, if they are trying to protect us as a consumer and try to limit the amount of services that they could go to, because is it fair to the average consumer to have all these different streaming services that you have to sign up for to be able to watch something that should be free? But then I'm thinking they're a private company. You know, like UFC's got a gazillion fights on pay-per-view. You can watch all the prelims for free, but the big fights you got to pay for. Why is the NFL different?
Well,
that's the part that I don't understand.
Because it's been
it's always been that way.
Right, I see where you're going with that.
I mean, if they want to, if the NFL wants to move to a pay-per-view only system, I mean, they'd be shooting themselves in the foot, in my opinion. But don't they have every right to do that? They're a privately held company.
Well, they do have every right to do that, and you're right. They would be stupid to do that. If you're talking about CBS now paying $2 billion a year and Fox right around the same amount of money, I'm sure NBC is pretty close to that as well. ESPN, I mean, all of them are paying that kind of money for NFL games. The NFL's not going to give that up. I mean, they're not. They'd be stupid. I mean, you're talking about, what, $8, $9, $10 billion a year just from TV rights? And that would screw everybody. It would screw the NFL. It would screw the players. It would screw the franchises, everyone.
But I also look at it and think, okay, they're going back to something that was put in place in 1961 and trying to apply those rules of 1961 when the world has changed. Technology has changed. And if the NFL has these streaming services willing to write checks like that, they'd be foolish not to go to. So they either need to amend the Sports Broadcast Act of 1961 to reflect today's technology. I mean, could you imagine if we still had to play by the radio rules of 1961? I mean, we wouldn't be on YouTube right now.
No, I guess we wouldn't be.
Right?
I don't know what the rules were back in 1961.
Well, YouTube wasn't a part of them. I can guarantee you that.
Well, neither was Netflix or Amazon Prime or any of those things.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. So, whoever decided, you know what? The world has changed. I mean, ESPN didn't exist back then. I mean, you had, I can't tell you, did we have cable back then?
In 61?
Or I wasn't around.
I don't think so. Well, nor was I.
I mean, you think about when that was done, would we have 3 or 4 channels? I mean, you kind of listen to your parents and, when you were the remote control, go change the channel.
Yep, I was
Put it on 3 or put it on 5.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
And then we got that little box.
Crazy. I'm telling you, it's crazy. We'll see what happens with this, and we'll continue to follow it. But the NFL's a monster right now, and I think they feel like they can do whatever they want simply because people are going to watch. No matter where these things are, they're going to watch. So we'll keep you posted on the DOJ and the NFL and all the rest of the initials that we have banging around. We're watching the Masters right now, Jason, and the rules are pretty tight at the Masters.
Like from 1961.
Well, I suppose it goes back that far, but there is a major Masters winner who actually got escorted off the course for violating one of the rules.
Son of a...
Unbelievable. So it doesn't matter who you are or what you've done. Break the rules, you're out of here. We'll tell you who it was and what he did when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All this talk about football is because we all love football. It doesn't matter. Football is football, and football is king. And we've got the San Antonio Gunslingers playing right now. Indoor football over at Freeman Coliseum is where they play their home games. The game day atmosphere is incredible. It is fun. It is exciting. And their next home game is coming up next Saturday, April 18th, a 4 o'clock game against the defending IFL champions, the Vegas Nighthawks. Full contact, high-level athletes, nonstop excitement, crazy hits, big catches. It is fun for the entire family. Perfect for fans of all ages. So get your tickets now for next Saturday, April 18th. Go to SanAntonioGunslingers.com as they are playing in their 6th season in San Antonio. So truly support your hometown Gunslingers in the IFL. You can get single game tickets. You can get full season packages at SanAntonioGunslingers.com. Freeman Coliseum, make some noise. Plan on it. Put it on the calendar for next Saturday, April 18th. SanAntonioGunslingers.com. SanAntonioGunslingers.com.
You're riding with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. Whether your pain started yesterday or years ago, we treat the root cause so you can feel real relief fast. No pills, no surgery. Most patients notice improvement in just one visit, and we accept most insurance plans. Stop waiting. Start feeling better. Visit Arasti.com today. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti. We fix pain fast.
To find the location nearest you, visit Arasti.com.
Progressive knows that for business owners, vacations hit different. But hey, at least you finally took a vacation. And look at that. You only answered 53 calls, 84 emails, onboarded 1 new hire, and covered for Chris while he's out on paternity leave, and you did it all from a kayak. Because you, my friend, know how to relax. All right, you may not know how to take a day off, but you do know both your personal and business auto insurance needs can be covered in one place with Progressive. So at least that's relaxing, right? Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere. From dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke, an asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new brick you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really helped me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-505-4326. 800-505-4326. 800-505-4326.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Ownwell. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ownwell.com/terms. Estimate based on your neighborhood average and individual results may vary.
I couldn't believe that my property taxes kept going up and up and up. I felt totally helpless. But then I discovered Ownwell. Ownwell reduced my property taxes and saved me over $1,000.
Your property taxes aren't set in stone. They can be reduced. Ownwell combines savvy technology and deep local expertise to save real estate owners real money. Plus, Ownwell handles everything from paperwork to negotiations and even attending hearings on your behalf. Ownwell saves you time and money.
Now I feel like I'm back in control because Ownwell reduces my property taxes every year.
Want to see how much Ownwell can save you on your property taxes? Just enter an address and see your tax savings estimate. See how much you can save with Ownwell right now. Text FILE to 64,000. Text FILE to 64,000. That's FILE to 64,000.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Let's get you caught up on what's happening at the Masters this afternoon. Sam Burdens is your leader in the clubhouse. Actually, he's tied with Rory McIlroy. Both of those guys are all done at 5 under par today. Jason Day, Patrick Reed, Kurt Kitayama, and a host of others.
Who?
Justin, all those guys are at -3 under, including Scotty Scheffler. By the way, Joel Embiid has appendicitis going.
Ouch.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
And happy Thursday, everybody. Hope you're having a great Thursday out there. If you're watching the Masters, so are we. Congratulations. It is fantastic. One of the best weekends of the year as far as I'm concerned. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, and Minix is all excited over here because he picked Patrick Reed, who
just to piss you off.
Is -3. Yeah, not only is he a liver, he's a donkey.
Wow.
All of the above.
Yeah. Pledge, it's your birthday, so you figure you can be late on these things? Come on.
Pledge was walking over there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good. Yeah, happy birthday to James Pledger. It is his birthday. I think he turned to, 16 today? Something like that.
21 again.
21 again.
Believe it or not, dude is 45 years old.
Wow, 45 years old. Unbelievable.
45 going on 17.
Well, aren't we all?
It's about the age you were when you took that picture with Halim, right?
Stop.
Yeah, about that, something like that. Helene is a salesperson that works here at the Radio Ranch, and she surprised me with a picture that I apparently took with her at a...
Apparently? There's a photo.
Well, I don't know who that young guy is, man. I'm not sure that's me or not. I mean, that dude's pretty young.
Dude, he was young and skinny.
We were at still skinny. I'm just not young. It's it was some kind of charity marathon running event.
Running. It was a 5K at McAllister Park.
She must have been about 6, 7, 8 years old, something like that, and her dad's standing there as well. And so it was kind of cool to see that people remember that. Although it just makes me feel older than I felt before. Because now she's working here.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Now she's a colleague.
Yes.
And she was just a kid. Didn't probably know who you were, but her dad was like, "Oh, there's Joe Reinagle. Go take a picture."
Exactly. Although I noticed her dad, he was watching.
Well,
he never took his eyes off me.
You know, as a girl dad, that never changes.
Exactly right.
That doesn't change.
I agree with you there. No, it was cool to see stuff like that. I had forgotten about that, but obviously it was important to her or dad or both or maybe neither.
The longevity in the business is when you see stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And I know this probably has happened with you, but I really feel it, the age factor with high school football, because I'm coming up on year 30.
Wow.
And a couple years ago, I'm broadcasting a game, and Dad comes up to me. He's like, "I got tapes at home of you broadcasting my games." Like, dude, I've been doing this long enough for you to have a kid playing high school football. But I have.
Yeah, you have.
But I have. And I
you
remember
know spring chicken there, Minix.
Well, speak for yourself. But then, I remember one time the great Gary DeLon told me, wait till you get grandkids. And you called their grandparents.
Yes.
I don't know that I'll do it that long.
Well, yeah, you say that every year, Minix. I'm not going to do it this year. I don't want to do it this year. And then there you go. It gets there, and there's Minix is all excited about it.
You know, giving up all those Friday. This year, the crazy part is I know I'm going to miss a game, and I don't think I've missed a game in 10 or 15 years.
For a worthy cause, though.
Well, it is a worthy cause. I mean, I missed a playoff game in 2005 because my wife was graduating with one of her gazillion degrees. And I had to miss a playoff game. It was Smith & Valley against Katy. Andy Dalton was playing for the Katy Tigers.
Oh, wow.
That might have been.
Andy Dalton.
Yeah. They beat Smith & Valley. I missed that game. That might have been the last game I missed.
Wow. So let me say, you just said your wife has a gazillion degrees.
She does.
Your daughter had a gazillion degrees.
Uh-huh.
How many do you have?
0.
Oh. Well, welcome to the club, pal.
Although I feel like my name should be on about 4 of those things because, the creative writing.
Exactly.
Can you take this 3-page paper that I wrote and make it 10 pages? Sure. I mean, I should have 2 nursing degrees.
Yeah, you should.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good.
I mean, the math is right there for you to call a grandkid. Think about it. 18-year-old kid has a kid shortly after high school. All of a sudden, you said you're 30 years in.
Just do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Brought to you by Novu Brazil Brewery in North Star Mall. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
You know, all this talk about feeling old as James Pledger is 45. Happy birthday, Pledger.
Yep.
Reinagle's feeling old today. Pledge is trying to make me feel old. And yet there's big news today that there is a new pill hitting the market that could slow down the aging process for dogs.
Yeah, is that, and I don't know, they didn't really go into detail as to how that works exactly. But, it's kind of sad that dogs, what's the average age, 10 to 15?
The worst part about dogs, the only bad part about dogs is they don't live long enough.
No, they don't.
I mean, for about a decade, maybe a decade and a half, and I was fortunate. I had one that we had for 18 years and one for 14 years, and when they both died a couple years ago, we haven't replaced them yet because I'm just waiting for a dog to find me. I'm not going to go look. One's going to find me, but they just don't live long enough. But they are such a part of your family.
They really are. And we just had a dog die, about 6 months ago, I want to say, and it's always a sad thing. I mean, It really is because they are a part of your family. So if this works, it just says it will slow down the aging process for dogs. I'm not a genius. I don't know how that works, but if that happens, that's good. You get another, 4 or 5 years out of a dog. That's good.
Well, that's it. Or if depending on what's going on with your dog, towards the end, it isn't. That's where, all right, you're suffering. We can do something about this.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. If but when will this happen for people? It's apparently a beef flavored pill that can extend the life of a dog by several years, set to hit the market next year. That's about the extent of the detail. And the beef flavor, I guess, is good because the dogs have or at least my dogs, had this crazy ability when you tried to give them a pill, even if you wrapped it in cheese, put it in peanut butter, they would eat the good stuff and somehow the pill would end up on the floor. Like, how did they... I'm not taking that.
Yeah, it's right? Amazing how they know that. That's true.
So they've come up with apparently a beef-flavored pill. The dog will eat that.
Yeah, good. I hope this thing works. I really do, because I know a lot of people feel like we do, and you want to keep your dog around for a little bit longer.
And speaking of, we are having our 2-day Puppy Food Bank Radiothon here at the radio station today. You guys can donate, help rescue organizations. Donate directly at puppyfoodbank.org.
Yes, we'd appreciate that if you would do that.
Masters is going on.
Yes.
And the Masters, everybody that I know that goes, it exceeds expectation. Even for people that have gone many, many years. I saw a tweet from Brad Townsend this morning, who is a writer with the Dallas Morning News. He's been to a gazillion of these, and every other major event. Masters is his favorite. Never gets old. Fans, the pricing, all of it. There was a video of the dude from Meat Church, Matt Pittman.
Mm-hmm.
He showed everything that he bought in the gift shop.
And it was a lot of stuff.
Oh, my goodness. But again, you go there, but they've got that no cell phone policy.
Yes, they do.
And it doesn't matter who you are. There are no cell phones allowed.
Just ask Mark Calcavecchia. Won the Masters in 1989, and he was out there on the course during one of the practice rounds and had his phone. That's a no-no. Can't do it. And they escorted him off the premises.
There's a couple funny parts about this. One, he got kicked off for the day, though.
Mm-hmm.
Some people get banned for life if you're caught with your phone. He just got kicked out for the day. This dude won the Masters.
Uh-huh.
He got it for the day. He said two things. When the security guard was escorting him out, he's like, this is the point where most people start to run.
Well, Calcavecchia ain't running anywhere.
Yeah.
And if he does, he's going to be easy to catch, I promise you.
And apparently somebody from Golf Week called him, and he's like, I ain't saying anything bad about the Augusta National, and I think we need to end this call right now. And he hung up on the reporter.
Dude, I tell you what, those are the rules, and you know it going in. You can't do that. And so if you do, you're going to get kicked off the golf course. So what makes it so good, I think, are the traditions and the stuff that just have been going on for years, and it doesn't change. I know people that don't give a damn about watching golf on TV, but will sit down and watch the Masters year after year.
Mm-hmm. And I know people that take days off. Just everything about it is there. And, the rules, the tradition is there. There's all kinds of rules in just about everything, including journalism. And Diana Rossini may or may not have crossed the line the other day, although the photos suggest that she did. We don't know.
We don't know.
Public perception is exactly what it is. And when you're in the spotlight, perception is reality, whether your reality is there or not. Now, The Athletic, who Diana Rossini works for, put out a statement the other day. They stand behind her. They believe her, blah, blah, blah. I wonder how long they can do that, because since all this happened, she tweeted out an article, not even her article, by the way, but it was about the replacement referees. And during commercial breaks, during the Masters, or when you're in the toilet later and you need something to scroll, just go read the comments on her tweet. None of them are about the actual article.
Oh, my gosh.
But the Right now I'm looking at it, 2.6 thousand comments. That comment section is gold, most of which we can't read here on the air.
No, we can't read it on the air because people are giving her hell. And the problem for her and The Athletic is going to be, whether this is true or not, the perception is out there, is her credibility as a reporter. And Diana Rossini is one of the best.
She is fantastic.
She is great. And I feel bad for her in many ways because, look, whether this is true or not, I don't know. I have no clue one way or the other. But it's sad to me that this could actually put a hell of a dent in her career.
The comments range from first tweets about replacement men. Did her husband see this? To the Coldplay references to sources, referees lining up to be these sources. And again, she didn't even write the article. But like I said, the comment section is entertaining. Very, very entertaining.
Yeah,
in a very sick, comical kind of way.
It is very entertaining. The internet is undefeated, man. It's always funny, and it's easy to take shots behind the keyboard. So,
well, that it is. But again, though, I mean, perception being reality, whether it's true or not, whether it was innocent or not, whatever it was, did she cross a line as a reporter? And quite frankly, even in 2026, the double standard to being a female reporter, it just, you just look at it and it's like the awareness factor at an exclusive place. Even then, you're not safe.
Well, I'll say it. Every time she gets a scoop, well, who'd you sleep with to get that?
I mean,
seriously, that's going to be the first thing that people are going to think about, and that's unfortunate because she is a quality, credible journalist.
Absolutely.
And so now it's sad that that's going to be the first thing that crosses your mind when it comes to Diana Rossini. So we'll see what happens there. And whether it's true or not that she's with Mike Vrabel or whether she wasn't, the perception's out there, and it's going to be hard to tone that down.
And every time you get a scoop, you've got sources, especially if she breaks Patriots news.
Yep. Oh, I mean, my gosh.
That could be a problem for Vrabel.
Yeah, it very well could be. No question about it. It's a sticky situation, to say the least. Sticky situation. Minix, let me tell you know what I like about old dudes? Is that
it's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
We don't like change. And we don't like it when you do something you're not supposed to do.
Here we
go. I'm talking about Tom Watson, one of the best golfers to ever play the game. Not as good as Jack Nicklaus, never was, and just couldn't live up to that. However, I digress.
Yeah.
He had a great comment at the Masters about
Joe agrees with him.
About those jackass livers. We'll hear from Mr. Watson coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, injuries happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
All right, step up. If you really know the Rangers, this is your game on Rangers Game Day. Make your call in the morning huddles, Ranger Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger who takes one deep. He hits one, you're in. Ranger tickets. He hits two, and then we're talking tickets and a hotel stay. Big swings, big rewards. Wake up with the morning huddle and cash in with the morning huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers.
The Headline Blitz is brought to you by Novo Brewery, San Antonio's newest sports watching destination with over 80 feet of video walls, 60 craft beers, and hard kombucha on tap. A full bar and delicious menu. Novo Brewery is attached to North Star Mall and open late hours. San Antonio's newest sports headquarters is Novo Brewery. We're talking over 80 feet of massive video walls, a lineup of craft beers, and hard kombucha on tap. Novo Brewery, juicy, thick-cut ribeye steaks, picanha prime sirloin, Brazilian empanadas, stacked burgers, and more. Novo Brewery, built for fans, friends, and full-on game day energy. Novo Brewery attached to North Star Mall with late hours. Check out the menu and taps at novobrew.com. That's novobrew.com.
Attention coaches, educators, and booster clubs. Need a fundraiser that's different from the rest? With Gardenville, supporters purchase something they already need. High quality, locally sourced mulch and compost. Your organization earns money on every sale. Real products, real value, with support from Gardenville to keep it simple. Ready to grow your fundraiser? Visit garden-ville.com/fundraising. That's garden-ville.com/fundraising.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6. Your early morning wake-up call on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Masters round 1 underway. A lot of guys still out on the golf course, but the defending champion, Rory McIlroy, is not. He is done for the day and had a hell of a start. 67 for Rory today. He's tied for the lead in the clubhouse right now with Sam Burns. Both of those guys at -5. I'm Joe. He's Jason. This is the Blitz.
Listening to and watching a lot of the coverage this morning, Rory's been a different guy this year at the Masters. Normally, with all that pressure, he was always very uptight. Now that he's won it, he's a different guy as the defending champion. Has been having a lot of fun, had the dinner the other night, and, man, went and played a hell of a round today.
Well, and it's true. I think because, look, for these guys, this is their Super Bowl. I mean, it is. I know there are other majors and other important golf tournaments, but none like this one. And to get that monkey, so to speak, off your back for Rory McIlroy, because that's really all he needed, was to win this one. And it had to relieve a lot of pressure off of that young man. And I'm sure he is a little more relaxed, a little more happy with life, and going out and being in the lead right now after round one. Of course, there's a long way to go, but you got to feel pretty good.
Long way to go, but winning it back-to-back is
tough.
I mean, it doesn't happen often.
No.
Right? But obviously off to a great start. And it was a great start this morning. I was up early. I watched the opening ceremony, the ceremonial tee shots. And, those old guys, they gave them a microphone. And they were, asked about the live types. And Tom Watson went all Joe Reinagle on those livers.
I think the tour made a decision that to renege on what they promised when the players left for live, and they felt that the compensation that he's paid is to be good enough. I thought that the live players, when they left, they were supposed to be banned for life, and if I was commissioner, this is what I would have done. I would have said, if you're finished with your contract with Live Golf, if you want to play the PGA Tour again, you come back and you must play the Korn Ferry Tour for a year to qualify for it. But they saw it differently, and when the players left, they violated the number one rule that we really had out here to protect the sponsors. Sponsors need players. They need the names to be able to promote their tournaments. And if the players play wherever they want to play without a conflicting event rule where you had to seek the permission of the PGA Tour to play in a tournament opposite a PGA Tour tournament, the sponsors would be hurt by that. And I think we all understood that. And when the players left for Live, I think it was basically over. They chose to go for the money, which is fine. But to return the tour, I thought was a non-starter, but apparently it's not.
Apparently it is not. But I agree with Tom Watson. The Live guys, they took the money. That's where they went, and then they quickly realized, the money's great, but the competition over here sucks. And that's true, and it's not just me saying that. The competition is not as good. It's like a glorified charity tournament, and that's what it is. I mean, you start on hole number 9 and finish on, it's like a charity, like a shotgun start. You're exactly right. I mean, it's ridiculous. And look, that thing's dying a slow death. How many guys want to come back to the PGA Tour now? And Tom Watson was specifically talking about Brooks Koepka. Because he's back. That's who he was talking about. Now, Koepka, to his credit, I guess, the PGA Tour made him donate $5 million to a charity to get back in. That was kind of the price he had to pay. But Watson wanted them to go and have to re-qualify to get back on the PGA Tour. And look, the PGA Tour is very special to those guys. And the guys that didn't go for the money and stayed with the PGA Tour.
There is certain segment of people like Joe that are dug in, not old pledge, to be nice, But because I don't know that it's necessarily age related.
I don't think it's age related. I mean, what does it have to do with anything?
But it's the old guys that do the most bitching.
Mm-hmm.
But when those guys were given the opportunity, they obviously went after the money, and nothing wrong with that. But what penalty, if any, should there be to come back to the PGA Tour? Because all you got to do is qualify. But should there have been something a little bit more concrete? Because as you heard Tom Watson say, and I kind of remember this too, although admittedly, I mean, I knew what was going on. I read articles, but I wasn't knee-deep in the weeds. And if they go, they can never come back.
Right.
Non-starter is what Tom Watson said. I'll believe him. Is it a non-starter? Well, if you go, you can't come back, right? Or going through the Corn Ferry. But all these players would easily be able to go through Q School and qualify back for the PGA Tour. So a year of having to go play on the Corn Ferry, I would actually go a step further. Brooks or any of you live types, you're welcome back. Maybe not with open arms, but you're welcome back. But you have to play a minimum of X number of events because, Valero Texas Open was lucky to a degree. Being the week before the Masters, you get a lot of players here.
You do.
But there was a time I can remember back when the Valero Texas Open was played in October. And you wouldn't get a lot of the bigger name guys because it would be one of those tour events that they would skip. And there are a lot of tour events that don't get a lot of the bigger names. I think if you're a live type coming back, you have to go play in all of those. And if a tour invites you, you cannot tell them no. I think that would be more of the bridge as Tom Watson talks about sponsors because, not that he's ever going to come here, but, Tiger never comes and plays at the Valero Texas Open. I'm trying to remember the last time Rory came and played at the Valero Texas Open.
Well, that's a good question. Tiger was 1999. I know exactly. It was his one and only time.
So I'm even thinking like Corn Ferry, cool for those guys. But what about the PGA Tour and getting these guys, all right, you can come back and play, but you've got to go play all these events. In fact, if, whatever tournament, and generally they're probably the smaller ones, maybe not the best on the calendar because these guys pick and choose the ones they want to go play. Make them go play all of them. You got to go play in all of them for 2 years. You have to do that. So Rory was here in 2024 because I remember when he does come and play, it's a big deal.
It's huge.
It's like when Jordan Spieth,
absolutely,
decided late. All right, I'm coming to San Antonio. I think these guys coming back from the Live Tour have to go play in all of them.
What?
And as Tom said, take care of the sponsors that you screwed by leaving for the Live Tour.
I'm okay with that, and I get Watson's. With the Corn Ferry thing, he said, look, you got to qualify. And you're right. These guys have no issue qualifying. But that's a year out of their life that they have to give up, basically playing with
for little money.
For nothing to qualify to get back on the PGA Tour. And I'm cool with that. These guys took the money, and there's nothing wrong with that. But again, as I said at the time, there are some things you want the money, and I get it, and it's a lot of money, and it's life-changing, and I understand all of that. But they were going to find out that the competition that they're playing against is nothing like they're facing on the PGA Tour. And when push comes to shove with any athlete, I don't care who you are, you want to compete against the best. And they're not doing that on the Live Tour. They're just not.
They're not, and they wouldn't be on the Corn Ferry, and other than taking a year off of their life and, probably not probably, wouldn't be playing for the same level of money. But in the spirit of what Tom Watson just said about taking care of the PGA Tour sponsors, I think it's more taxing to have to go play every week on the deal. And even if they were winning, as Brooks Koepka is right now on our television, because the Masters is different. They're allowed. The live types are allowed. It's weird watching the Masters with no Tiger and no Phil. But could you imagine if Phil wanted to come back and then had to go play in every tournament? And a guy like Phil, a guy like Brooks, they would be a draw at all those smaller tournaments.
Well, they would be. And the only reason these guys are being able to play here because they're off the world rankings now for the PGA Tour. And you have to be in the top 50 to qualify to play in the Masters or be a past champion.
Yeah.
Brooks Koepka is, and John Rahm is, and these guys that left that are playing now, Dustin Johnson, he is. Patrick Reed won the Masters as well. That's the only reason they're back, and they can't keep them out because they are past champions. But again, the money's great, and I get the urge to do that. Unless you're Dustin Johnson, he doesn't give a damn. He could care less. He likes laying on his yacht and having a good time, and that's fine. He'll play in the Masters, but that's about it. And again, you look at the Live. When's the last time you watched a Live Tour event?
Well,
I mean, seriously,
the next time would be the first.
Exactly.
But I'm not.
Nobody watches that.
But
crap.
I'm not that kind of a golf fan.
But nobody
I watch
is.
the Masters.
Nobody is. I watch golf all the time, and granted, I've tried to watch the Live Tour.
You just want your blood to boil. You're looking for an argument.
What? I'm not. I'm just saying it's a horrible product. It's a terrible product. It really is. You watch it, Pledge?
I don't, and I watch LPGA golf. So,
well, that's different. My grandfather, who was a country club pro, told me that if you ever want to watch and learn how to swing the golf club properly, watch the women. They've got the best swings ever.
Good form.
Well,
Paige Sporaniak does.
Well, they've got.
I study her videos.
Let me tell you something. Greatest invention ever.
Instagram?
Golf skirts. I'm just saying. It is the best invention known to man. It really is. Where were we? Oh, at the Valero Texas Open. I said that. Oh,
on a windy day.
On a windy day.
At TPC San Antonio.
Doesn't even have to be windy, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a great invention. So thank you, whoever came up with those.
On our YouTube, Joe watches Live because he's looking for a reason to get mad and yell at the clouds.
You're damn right, buddy.
He stumbled onto it thinking it was a Livy Dunn TV series.
No, I just thought it was. I wanted to watch it just to give it a chance.
Did you see her new ad?
It's awful.
If you haven't seen Livy Dunn's new ad, Google.
Mm-hmm.
As Rob Thompson says, thank me later.
Yeah.
It's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
If it's not now, it will be. Put it that way. Hey, Spurs win last night. They're 61st on the season, which is incredible, by the way. They did that without Steph Castle and Victor Wembanyama. Now what do you do with Wemby moving forward with 2 games left to play before the playoffs? Let's talk about that. We continue here on the Blitz, a 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Coming up on the Morning Huddle, we've got 2 more games left for the Spurs in the regular season. Will Wemby play? How do they close this thing out?
And day 2 of the Masters will get you ready for a long weekend of golf and frivolity. Playoffs start next week. Let's get ready. Party starts tomorrow at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Hey everybody, Joe Reinigal here for Window Nation. You know, spring is a great time to open your windows and wait, your windows won't open? They leak? They're cracked? They need repainting again? You know, getting top quality custom fit windows from Window Nation is easy and affordable. During the More You Buy, the More You Save sale, you could save up to 50% off. Plus, you could get them with 0% interest for 5 years. During uncertain times, one of the best investments you can make is in your home. So visit windownation.com now to book a consultation.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
America, look around. Everywhere you go, prices are still high, rates have been whipsawing markets, and the debt and spending don't exactly scream stability. Experts say diversifying with intention is the #1 secret account that all American smart money uses to hedge against instability. Monetary Gold has been around since 2000, witnessing multiple economic setbacks. If you call now, Monetary Gold will cover up to a lifetime of your IRA fees on qualified accounts. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Some days self-care starts with Nature-Made gummy vitamins, a deep breath, and a little encouragement.
Mom, I'm really nervous.
Me too, honey, but we've got this. Repeat after me. I'm gonna have a good day.
I'm going to have a good day.
I choose joy no matter what comes my way.
I bring joy wherever I go.
Quality gummy vitamins from Nature-Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free. Unbreakable.
That's a good one to come in with. Is Wemby unbreakable? That is the question. He's dinged a little bit, but is he unbreakable? This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix. Would you play him tomorrow night?
Yes.
Okay.
And I say that because he wants to play. Wemby needs one game, 20 minutes. I'm sure you guys have all heard that by now. And knowing he got hurt the other night, and Shams had a report today that I really feel like now when he got hurt the other night, he came back in just to qualify. And we know that it's important to him, and I've got no problem with him chasing an individual award as long as it's not at the detriment of the team award. The team goal is going to win an NBA championship. And I know that Wemby has talked about winning multiple championships. I know where his priorities lie. But is his judgment getting clouded by the pursuit of a Defensive Player of the Year trophy? And generally speaking, I say the Spurs would not let that happen. They would not put an individual award over a team goal. Although the other night, it certainly feels like they let him come back into the game just to get enough minutes to qualify. So will they, all right, 21 minutes and you're sitting down and then it's bubble wrap until the playoffs. And again, I don't think the Spurs and the Spurs doctors and the organization would jeopardize his overall health. And I don't think Wemby would either. But in the moment, it felt like the other night they did just that.
I understand where you're coming from, and I agree with you. And he got the 16 and a half minutes or whatever it was that he needed to just to qualify, his second such exemption. Now he can't do that. It's got to be 20-plus minutes for him to qualify for postseason awards. Look, I'm not concerned, and I know the Spurs wouldn't let him in if there's a chance, or if he's hurt too bad, or if the pain tolerance is too much and all that. What concerns me is the inadvertent elbow to the ribs, the inadvertent shot when he goes up for a rebound, the inadvertent knocking Wemby on his ass and him hurting himself, which seemingly is what happened the other night. To me, watching that, it wasn't anything that was nefarious. Nobody was trying to hurt Wemby. It was just basketball. And that stuff happens. There is contact in basketball. And that's what's concerning. If this is more serious than what we've been led to believe, other than a rib contusion.
Well, see here, a rib contusion, bruise, no other whatever. All right, cool, man. It's comfort level at that point. Although what Sham said today makes it seem a little bit more severe.
There's confidence that Victor Wembanyama will be able to play at least one of these final two games as soon as Friday against the Dallas Mavericks at home, potentially. The good news for the Spurs, test showed a bad bruise to his rib, and that can impact his breathing. So right now he is day-to-day, though. He needs to play at least 20 minutes in one more game. The Spurs, Victor Wembanyama, very confident that he'll be able to do so potentially on Friday.
Potentially on Friday, and if it's me, if he doesn't play on Friday, he ain't playing. I mean, hey, you either get in there on Friday or sucks to be you, because you're not playing against the Joker in Denver on Sunday.
Now, again, we don't know if it's affecting his breathing. It can affect his breathing. He didn't say it was. But if it is that severe of a bruise, just even stretching your arm up to go block a shot would hurt like hell.
Yes.
When we talked to the docs the other day on the injury update powered by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, they talked about there could be a block that they could put in there. Cool. But the downside of that is we've heard stories about that kind of thing happening, and that leads to a collapsed lung. That would be bad.
That would be horrible.
That would not be good.
Yeah.
And so it's pain tolerance. We know it's a priority for Wemby, but so is winning championships. And I do not believe that young man is putting individual awards and honors over the ultimate team goal. But, man, it certainly feels like the other day he did just that. Let me get back into the game, and he looked uncomfortable. Maybe he was trying to get to 20 because he left the game with 11 minutes to go, or 11 minutes played. And then he came back, and he played just enough to qualify for that 15-minute exception rule. Maybe he was trying to get to 20 and couldn't.
Well, it looked like when he walked off the court, and that's what concerned me when I'm watching that. His demeanor, his arm was hanging lower. His right arm was hanging lower than the left, and so I was concerned that is it his rib, is his shoulder, and then the Spurs come out with a rib contusion. Again, I have to believe, just being around the Spurs organization, as much as we've been, they are not going to jeopardize a player's health for an individual award. They're just not going to. So if he's out there tomorrow night, it's because he's been cleared to be out there tomorrow night, and he can play, and they don't feel like contact or anything else is going to make it worse than it already is. And then he's got a week off to get well, to get treatment, to do all of that kind of stuff and get ready for the playoffs. So I fully expect Wemby to be, when we see the injury report come out later today, he may be questionable. He may be probable. I don't know. It may be listed. I fully expect him to be on the floor tomorrow night.
I do too, because it's the one that makes the most sense. It just does. He needs one more game, 20 minutes. If the Spurs doctors say he can go, then we know that he's going to go, and we know he's going to go and he's going to play like Wemby. One of the guys in the office earlier, can you just stand him in the corner for 20 minutes? No.
You could, but he's not going to do that.
He's not going to do that. No, you can't do that. The NBA might investigate. 210-656-ESPN.
Let them investigate. They've got no teeth.
656-3776. Tim, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Okay, I've been listening to y'all talk about it. It's real simple. Miss Johnson needs to tell Victor all your personal accolades and all that. Are you a team player? Yeah, well, good. You're sitting on the bench the next 2 games. We need you 100% come playoff time. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that as far as I'm concerned. But if he's okay to play and it's not going to hurt him any further, according to the Spurs doctors or his doctors or whomever, then I don't have a problem with him playing and trying to get that award.
That's it. Here's the thing, Tim. I don't know that this is Mitch Johnson's call.
Yeah, man, that's true.
This starts with the medical staff. If the medical staff says he can play, then he can go play. If they say he cannot go play, then he's not going to play. I go back to when he was returning earlier this season, was on that minutes restriction, which coincidentally was all 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But he wasn't, I forget, what was the term Sean Elliott used with us here on the Blitz, the medical scientist, the whatever, you know.
We call them nerds.
But those guys, that team ultimately will make the decision if he can get out there and play. And if they tell Mitch Johnson he's good to go for 22 minutes, then he's going to play 22 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the conversation we had back then with Sean Elliott, and I forget what the situation was, but Vic hit his limit, and I think the Spurs ended up losing the game because he wasn't in there late because they didn't manage the minutes properly.
I remember that.
And it was like, well, what's the difference between 23 and 27 minutes when it's a win and a loss? And whatever Sean said, it cracked us up. But you don't want to mess with those guys that they want to identify because but it's those guys, I believe, that will make the ultimate call, not Mitch Johnson. And I do think, and Tim and everybody else, Wemby wants to win championships. He has talked about winning multiple championships since he arrived in San Antonio before he ever played his first NBA game. I'm not questioning where his priorities lie, but he has also openly talked about the importance of winning the individual awards. And because you're one game away from qualifying, and you got hurt the last time you were on the court, it begs the question, where do the priorities lie, especially when it appears that he went back into the game after he got hurt initially the other night to play just long enough to qualify. That appears that the Spurs organization and Wemby prioritized the individual award in that game because otherwise we'd be sitting here talking about, well, he's got to play Friday and Sunday for a chance to get it.
Well, I think what happened, and speculating, but what happened, the doctors checked him out briefly and said, there's nothing here. It's a bruise. What's your pain tolerance?
I can go.
And I can go. He's going to say, I can go. And he tried, and I think the pain was too much for him. And that's why he didn't last 20 minutes. Because if he would have gone another 4 or 5 minutes, we're not having this conversation today.
Not at all.
Wemby's in bubble wrap on the bench for the remaining 2 games. So we're not talking about it. But he couldn't go. It didn't appear. The pain was too much.
And that's where I question. Do I question? Not saying I am. But is that on the staff? Because of course Wemby's going to say he can go play.
Sure.
Right? Every player does. How many times, pick your sport, you sometimes have to protect the player from themselves.
Yep.
If he were a football player, they would have taken his helmet, right? Can you go grab your helmet and get back out there? Can you go play? What's your pain tolerance? And that's where I do question, because he knew where he was minutes-wise and where he is qualifying-wise. Yeah, I'm good, even if he wasn't. And the doctor's, all right, if you can go, you can go. And he played just enough to get qualified for that game to count. and probably hoping that he could get to the 20 and be done, but he couldn't. So now we've got to decide, or they have to decide, we as fans have to decide, is it worthy of the chase on Friday? And again, it's going to come down to how he feels.
Well, does that not concern anybody that he knew exactly the minutes that he needs? I mean, is he keeping track of this stuff?
That does, of course. Well, again,
I mean, seriously,
I have no problem with that because, first off, all these guys are fully aware of where they are, and if they aren't individually,
down to the minute,
their teams are. Well, you know what? You need to qualify. You know what the rules are.
Wow.
Because I had questions about, when I started seeing about the 15-minute exemption, I texted Spurs PR, all right, just clarify this for me, and immediately got a response. This is what it is. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that they know exactly what it is because I'm guessing that when they decided to sit him out for that rest game a couple weeks ago, they factored in his minutes down the stretch and how they were going to handle things, and that is certainly a part of the conversation. Just like SGA, just like Luka. I mean, as soon as Luka was hurt, his agent dropped the appeal statement. Yes, they're aware of it. No, I don't have an issue with that. Most fans are aware of it. And hell, watch NBA Today. They've been keeping track of all this stuff for weeks, starting when Cade Cunningham got hurt. And who was that? Anthony Edwards sat down. All right, well, you're out of awards. It's another thing to keep track of. And no, it doesn't bother me or surprise me that he was fully aware of what he needed for that game.
Well, that's interesting, and I guess he'll know exactly down to the minute what he needs if he plays tomorrow night, and I fully expect him to do that.
All will be there with stopwatches.
I guess.
20 minutes and 3 seconds.
Yes.
Get out. Call a timeout, Mitch.
Unbelievable.
And wouldn't it be funny if there's an assistant coach, as soon as he hits 20 minutes, maybe you go 21 just to make sure.
Well,
if there's an audit.
Again, you don't counter in somebody hitting you in the ribs and
Sure.
doing that. That's a factor. When he sat out the other night, he said, well, okay, no problem. We got 3 games left. We're golden. And then he gets popped in the ribs, and he's hurt, and he has to miss a game.
Yep.
That's something they weren't factoring in, and something you can't factor in if he's on the floor tomorrow night.
Nope.
You have no clue. So lots to talk about, and I think it's a legitimate debate among fans. It sounds like most fans are all for him getting out there, hurt or not. Doesn't make any difference. Just get him out there, let him have his award, and we'll go from there. We'll see what happens, but I fully expect him to play tomorrow night. We got a lot going on here at the station. San Antonio Sports Star is our Puppy Food Bank 2026 Radiothon. It is going on right now, and you can help out. These no-kill shelters are doing a great thing, but they need food for the pets. And that's where we come in. And if you can donate, whatever you can donate, it is a great thing. They ask for $15 a month. If you can do that, it certainly helps out. All you have to do is go to puppyfoodbank.org and decide what you can do. Whatever you can do, every little bit helps. There's no question about that. So again, puppyfoodbank.org. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I love watching golf on TV. I really do, especially when it comes to the Masters. But every time I do that, man, I want to get my clubs out and go play. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I watch these pros play, and as easy as they make the game look, I think I can go out and do it just like they can. Obviously, that's not the case, but I certainly like to try. And the place that I like to go do all of that stuff and try is the Golf Club of Texas. Love the Golf Club of Texas. And if you haven't been out there lately, honestly, you haven't been out there. It is a completely different place with all the improvements they've made to that golf course. It is just a fantastic place to go spend a day, whether that's a Saturday or Sunday or whether it's a Monday or Tuesday. It doesn't make any difference because they're open 7 days a week. Even though it looks like a private club, it's not. They are open to the public 7 days a week. You can get out there on any day that ends in Y. And when you go out there, make sure you go out there and you bring your appetite with you, because the Tin Cup Bar and Grill out there is absolutely fantastic. They've got every kind of food you can imagine, and it is delicious. It really is. Beer selection off the chart. whether it's draft beer, canned or bottled beer, they've got it all for you. And you can load up a cooler and take it out on the golf course with you. You want a cocktail instead, they can do that. They've got a full bar out there at the Golf Club of Texas. So whatever you want to make your day better, the Golf Club of Texas can handle it. It is just an amazing place to go, and the golf course is a lot of fun to play. Let me tell you, it is a lot of fun. So head on out to the Golf Club of Texas. You know exactly where it is. It's right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90, whether it's for dinner at the 10 Cup, around with your buddies. Maybe you want to have your next tournament out there like we did. Go check them out. Best rates always online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
You're locked on the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Free products and services are the best. They're next to non-existent, though. But the next best thing does exist. Barter. Alamo Barter. Right here in San Antonio, if you have a business and provide a product or service, you can barter with hundreds of other businesses that are already members. From trips to a medical visit, restaurants and home services, Alamo Barter is a great way for you to trade out your skills with others. Call Alamo Barter or visit them online at alamobarter.com. alamobarter.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The largest gun show in San Antonio is at the Shriner Auditorium this weekend. Texas Gun Shows is open this Friday from 4 to 7 p.m., 10 a.m. to 5 Saturday, and then 10 a.m. to 4 Sunday. Texas Gun Shows is at the Shriner Auditorium on 1604 this Friday through Sunday.
Healthy vision is about more than seeing clearly. It's about going beyond. From comprehensive eye care with the latest technology to advanced vision solutions that provide deep insights into your overall health. And with doctors who build lasting relationships founded on trust, ensuring that every detail is taken care of. I choose Vision Source to never miss out on life's precious moments. Vision Source, beyond your eyes.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/groundadvantage to learn more.
Let NAW, Northwest Automotive Warehouse, equip you for spring, summer, mom, work, and family seasons with full lines of real truck products like Undercover Ultraflex and Retrax truck bed covers or Husky floor liners. Enjoy better than internet pricing, double the 5-year warranty, and skip the week-long wait for delivery. Plus tons of scratch and dent options on WeatherGuard toolboxes, pack rats, and diesel transfer tanks. Family owned and operated since 1978 in the Big Red Building at 3027 Culebra or nawtruck.com.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Masters round 1. Still golfers out on the course. We got a couple of guys in the clubhouse leading this thing. One of them is the defending champion, Rory McIlroy. Shot a 5-under par 67 today, as did Sam Burns. A lot of guys right there behind him, though. Patrick Reed at -3, Justin Rose at -3, Jordan Spieth at -2 through 12 holes. A lot of golf action this weekend out at Augusta.
Sports Center brought to you by SAPDcareers.com. The San Antonio Police Department is always hiring.
Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hello, friends. Welcome to this tradition unlike any other.
The Blitz. What a tradition, just like unlike any other. Welcome, friends.
Hello, friends.
Hello, friend. I wonder how long that took Jim Nantz to come up with that. I mean, everybody's got a catchy thing. Hello, friends.
Well, have you not heard the story?
No. There's a story?
Of course there's
story
a story.
Time with Uncle Jason.
Well, you're the unk here. It's a lovely story, but kind of sad.
Well, let's hear it.
All right. Well, Jim Nantz's father was getting up there.
Okay.
And I think starting to have some either Alzheimer's or dementia, but he was getting up there and not doing well. And he said, Dad, when I start the broadcast, I'm going to look right in the TV and I'm going to say, hello, friends, and just know I'm talking to you. And it stuck.
Oh.
Man.
How sweet. I'd never heard that story. You learned something. I'm quite certain a lot of people listening had not heard that story. So thanks, Uncle Jason.
Hello. You're the unk. Hello, friends.
That's not quite as smooth as Jim Nantz.
He also knows there's a ticklish little pitch coming up.
Uh-huh.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Is that better?
Well, ticklish little...
I have a feeling that my neighbor Hal has been bitching a lot in the last week. Because,
is that right?
Yeah, well, they're planning a wedding for Saturday.
Yeah?
And he just sent me a text, locked in Sports Star on my sketchy budget cargo van rental because of all the crap that is lovely centerpieces that his wife has been making for I don't know how long, and the stuff that they got to take to the wedding venue that is got to be in a rental vehicle.
Boy, that sucks, Hal, but thanks for locking us in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really appreciate that.
We'll help you get through the day.
If you had a better next-door neighbor, he'd be helping you transport that stuff and helping you load and unload.
Yeah, I think the guy on the other side, I don't know his name, but he's probably a lovely gentleman that would also not like to help that part of it, just going for the beer.
Wow. Well, I'm sure Hal would buy you a beer, too.
Well, it's the wedding. I mean, trust me, I've heard him bitch about the open bar. The expense of this thing.
I don't blame him because it's not cheap.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if you're hosting a wedding,
food better be good, Hal.
You have to have an open bar. It would be kind of not good if you didn't, right? I mean, you can't have your guests paying for drinks.
You can't, although I don't know if I should say who, but another friend whose kid's getting married during football season of all things.
Yeah.
They're apparently have had or are having a party where everybody brings alcohol to the party to basically stock the bar for the wedding.
Wow. I don't know if that's a bad idea or not.
Well, it's a great idea if you're hosting the wedding, but I mean, I didn't, the different ways that you try to make it more economical because I just got a text that will be Miller Lite at the party. Cool. Thanks, Hal. But, it's kind of one of those, like, all right, cool, interesting, different ways because weddings are so freaking expensive.
They are.
And so much work that goes into it. And I know Al and Amy have been working on this, and Amy's stressing over all this kind of stuff. And then I just, nobody's going to notice something ain't right except you, and it's okay.
And that
because you give them enough alcohol,
truth.
They're not going to give a damn.
But that's the truth.
But what do you do with all those centerpieces when you're done? He's going to put them in that U-Haul, bring them back, and they'll be in the garage.
No, don't you just let guests take them home with them?
I don't know what you do with them.
I think you do. I mean, I don't know what Hal's going to do.
You
and
bring them home and you sell them on eBay.
I'm not telling Hal what to do.
You got somebody else that's going to have a wedding coming up. Maybe you can sell them.
If it was me, I would say, hey, if you like the centerpiece on your table, thanks for coming.
And if you don't like the centerpiece on your table, take it anyway, because I don't want to put them back in a U-Haul and drive home.
Exactly right. Because, Jason will be drunk by then. You might be able to talk him into helping you.
That ain't happening.
I'm just saying.
That is not happening. That is not happening.
Look, and the whole alcohol thing, depending on where he's having the event, you may not be able to bring your own alcohol in there.
Well, you pay a fee.
Well, perhaps a corkage fee.
It's something like that. Why did you say it that way?
That's what it's called.
Yeah, but not with the Irish accent.
Be stealing my Lucky Charm.
Uh-huh.
Who's got the corkage fee?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
He also knows there's a ticklish little pitch coming up.
Sorry, Rory.
Corkage.
Corkage. Oh, my goodness. So I don't know how that works, but Hal, I hope you have a great night, my friend. So this is Hal's daughter, obviously, huh?
Yes, Megan.
Okay, all right. I hope Megan has I hope you like the groom. Does Hal like the groom?
Yeah, Garrett's good, dude.
All right, well, good.
Yeah.
All's good then.
Yeah.
You got no problems. Hal, spend all your money because that's what she expects, and that's what you need to do. So just make it a nice deal and write that check, buddy. I mean, right?
You, the father of 5 daughters.
Uh-huh.
How many more weddings do you need to go?
There won't be any more weddings because
they're not all married off.
Well, no, they're not. But I've got one has been and ran off, which was good.
Saved you money.
That one didn't work out. So if there's another one, she's on her own.
Well, see, that's not fair. I mean, you've had 3.
Fair.
She needs 3.
No. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not paying for hers.
So I was like, if I miss one, I'll go to the next one.
And what the beauty of that is, Maggie and I, very simple. Very simple. We went down to Fredericksburg in front of a fountain. The best justice of the peace, man. He had this big bushy mustache and, a big old belt buckle and cowboy hat. And it was like over in 3 minutes.
Are we talking about what?
Well, then there's the honeymoon, and that was over in about 2. So I mean and then it was out to the pool. It was great because then we went to the Marriott that night, and then off to Mexico. So it was all good.
And then you had a big old party.
And then a big party.
And that's what wedding should be.
That was good.
All the stress, all of it.
It was fantastic.
Building centerpieces and driving U-Hauls.
Yeah, but this is Hal's daughter's first. So I get it. Although I don't understand weddings, quite frankly.
Here we go.
No, I don't.
I'm with you.
I don't get it because the wedding is for everybody but. I mean, you're throwing a party for friends that don't, they're like you. They're not going to help.
Well,
so,
no,
you don't give a damn. You're just there to drink all his beer.
But if you don't invite them to the wedding, then you don't get gifts. I mean, there's twofold here, right? And it is a party, but see, that's from the male perspective.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure Megan's been dreaming of her wedding day since she was little, and how the dress is going to be, and how the flowers are going to be, and I know the ask Maggie, the mother of the bride, because you just put on a wedding.
Yeah. It was a lovely wedding.
It was a lovely wedding.
It was a lovely wedding.
Mm-hmm. And I think Maggie was a lot more into it than you were.
Well, yes.
Of course.
She was.
Yes.
But again, was her daughter's first wedding. So it was great.
So you think the next one?
There won't be a next one. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I hope
right.
there won't be a next one because they'll live happily ever after.
Exactly.
But, and, not everybody's like me. So
be like, what's that commercial with Lou? He's on number 3 or 2 or
yeah, he
whatever.
Sure is.
He's on meds too.
Yeah.
And that too, yeah.
Hey, sometimes it takes 3 times to get it right.
Third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm.
And you finally did get it right.
Well, I did, and I'm very happy about it. So I got no problems. None whatsoever. Hal, I hope Saturday night's a great night for you and your family. I really do, and I mean that sincerely. Best to your daughter. Megan
and Garrett. Yep.
All right. Megan and Garrett, best.
I just hope there's video of Hal trying to load a U-Haul.
Minix
and the
is off,
bitching
Hal.
that's going to go with that.
Minix is off at 6 o'clock. He'd be happy to show up and help you.
I'm busy.
I'm just saying. He'll be happy
I'm
to.
going to go look at new cars or something.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Hey, when we come back, got some news from the NFL regarding the Cowboys. They signed a safety, got him there for a long time, and we got a new mock draft.
Oh, great.
I know everybody wants to hear that.
Here we go.
Yes, of course, we'll do that when we continue here on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, let me tell you about Window Nation. And you know why I'm excited about this? The folks from Window Nation came here to the station the other day, and they gave us a presentation on how important windows are in your house. You look at your windows and you think, it's just a window. Well, it's not just a window. I tell you what, and they showed us this. It's a whole presentation where they've got the light and they show you how it keeps the heat out of your house and I mean, it's just an amazing thing. It's hard for me to explain, but I tell you what I did learn was the fact that windows are very important, not only to the beauty of your house, but to save you money on your AC and heating bills year round. It is so important. I tell you what, Window Nation has some of the best that there is. In fact, and they've got a great sale going on right now. It's called the More You Buy, the More You Save sale. You can save up to 50% off all of your windows. Plus, you can get them with 0% interest for 5 years. That is incredible. And let me tell you how good Window Nation's windows are. They offer a lifetime warranty. All right, a lifetime warranty. Something goes wrong, they crack or whatever, they're not going to do that most likely. But if they do, they're going to come out and replace them. And it doesn't matter whether they're 20 years old or 100 years old. They'll take care of it because it is a lifetime warranty. They're also rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. Look, you don't want to wait to put an end to those window problems. The heat is coming, and you want to make sure that AC is going to cool your house and not half the neighborhood down the street. With Window Nation, you can make sure that doesn't happen. Save big right now. The more you buy, the more you save sale. It's going on now. It can't last forever. It is too good of a deal. So you want to go to windownation.com. That's windownation.com. And when you're there, you can set up your consultation.
Saturday, April 18th at 4 p.m., your San Antonio Gunslingers host the defending IFL champions, the Vegas Nighthawks. Partial season tickets, group packages, and individual seats are available now at sagunslingers.com. Grab your crew, bring the family, and let's pack the Freeman Coliseum. Guns up, San Antonio.
San Antonio's newest sports headquarters, Novo Brewery. Juicy, thick-cut ribeye, picanha prime sirloin, Brazilian empanadas, stacked burgers, and more. This is bring your appetite food. Novo is attached to North Star Mall with late hours. Visit novobrew.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Progressive's accident response can detect and send help when you need it most, after a major car accident. But other accidents, you're on your own. Like when you accidentally call your wife Mom. When you accidentally say Happy Holidays on someone's birthday. When you accidentally wave at someone you thought was waving at you. We can't help with those accidents, but Progressive's accident response provides peace of mind after major car accidents. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax free edition only. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. Now this is tax.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax Free Edition. See if you qualify at TurboTax.com/free. Don't miss the deadline. File by 4/15. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, student loan interest, and schedule.
We have meaningful basketball being played in San Antonio for the first time in years, and you know the Roof Hub has proven to be the best place to go watch the games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roof Hub, show up hungry. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roof Hub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener, like maybe you ride a motorcycle. But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV, but if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to it at a campsite plays acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Coming up on the Morning Huddle, we've got 2 more games left for the Spurs in the regular season. Will Wemby play? How do they close this thing out?
And day 2 of the Masters will get you ready for a long weekend of golf and frivolity. Playoffs start next week. Let's get ready. Party starts tomorrow at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dude, I look at the Masters is on TV there in Pledge's office. Scotty Scheffler just teed off. I think that's 18, if I'm not mistaken. Is that 18, Pledge? So they're hitting through a chute.
13.
And that chute can't be any wider than this studio.
Well,
how the hell do they get that through there?
One, it's Scotty Scheffler.
Well, that's a good point.
And it's a little wider than you think, probably. It just looks so narrow on TV. But I can't believe we're going to do another golf segment. Maybe we won't. But you and Pledge, and I know there's like 4 people that are listening that probably will be really dialed into this because, you know, the old geezers were talking today at the opening ceremony about how they got to dial back the golf ball because it's ruining the purest part of the game. And technology is technology. The golf balls and the clubs, I mean, dude's playing with a 3D printed whatever, right? Like, seriously? But
carbon face.
I don't understand it enough, but apparently some of the golf types want to dial back the technology in the golf ball so it won't travel as far because, you know, a par 5 now isn't truly a par 5 because you can hit it so damn far.
Well, I mean, and I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't know if you remember the other day, I think we were in here. We were watching a special. It's the 40-year anniversary of Jack Nicklaus winning the Masters, becoming the oldest player to ever win the Masters at age 46. And they were showing that, and you're looking at the golf clubs. There's no metal woods out there. That's all wood.
Yep.
Persimmon head woods or whatever kind of wood they were back then. And the golf balls, certainly the technology it was not like it is now. And their point is that the technology with the new clubs, as good as the golf balls are right now, I mean, these guys are hitting drives 360, 70 yards. And so I don't care what golf course it is. You're driving the ball that far, it makes pretty much any golf course a hell of a lot easier. So all they're saying is that, hey, let's dial this down a little bit and make sure these guys are as talented as we believe that they are. Because I look at, you talk about the old geezers, Tom Watson or Arnold Palmer or Jack Nicklaus. I would love to see them in their prime play golf today with the equipment that they have today.
And not only that, but the nutrition and the workout regime that all these golfers
the hell with that. Smoke cigarettes and drink whiskey.
All right, John Daly.
No, I mean, come on.
But let me ask you, though, because, and again, I don't know enough about this, but I know there are a lot of golfers that listen to this show. The idea that they want to dial it back, and they're going to do it, was it by 28 on the PGA Tour and the RNA or whatever the hell, and then for everybody in 2030, right?
Right.
So if I go into the pro shop at Golf Club of Texas and buy a sleeve of golf balls, they're going to be dialed back too?
Or not for you. Not for you and the average golfer,
It doesn't matter for me, but a guy like you have very specific golf balls that you like to play because you can hit them farther.
Well, I like the way they feel.
You don't like you're not one that, when you're looking for your ball and you find another ball, you don't go in the bag and go play with it. That becomes a practice because, you're Joe Reinagel. You've got specific golf balls that you have to hit.
Well, yeah, this is true. So it wouldn't affect the amateur golfer.
Okay.
But it would affect the pros, and they would have balls just for them. And I'm sure they would be available if you wanted to buy one, but why the hell would you do that? I mean, for amateur golfers, technology's great. For these guys, as good as they are, I mean, it's unbelievable how far they hit the ball and how straight they hit it and how easy they make the game look. I just mentioned that in the Golf Club of Texas spot I read. I mean, it's like these guys, they just make it look easy.
Well, and again, they're professionals. But when I look at it and I think about trying to read that, and all right, golf courses, you can only do so much to make them more challenging.
Right.
And every time you make changes to a golf course, the expense that goes with it. And in most of them, somewhat landlocked. It's not like you can keep making them longer distance-wise, right? And so do you dial back the technology? It's very similar to kind of what you see with baseballs, with the bats and how the baseballs are made because, chicks dig the long ball. And, remember all of that kind of stuff. I mean, but at what point do you just admire what these guys are able to do with the technology that's there?
Well, and again, it probably won't change a whole lot because of the fans, the people you're just talking about. Because they want to see that. They want to see these guys make birdies. They want to see them make the game look easy and hit the shots that they hit. So the fans probably won't want that, even though the old-timers do. But again, that's why I go back. And it's funny because we have these debates about Michael Jordan and LeBron James. And depending on when you grew up, is who you think is the best. And if you never saw Michael Jordan play, you probably think LeBron James is the greatest. If you never saw Jack Nicklaus play golf, you're a Tiger Woods fan because that's who you grew up with. I'm a Tiger Woods fan. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed his dominance, but I will always say that Jack Nicklaus is a better golfer. And I will say that to my grave because of the equipment that Jack had to play with compared to what Tiger had, even though it's even better now than it was when Tiger was dominating the PGA Tour. But with what they had to do, your talent showed because those clubs and balls back then were nowhere near what they are today.
But that said, Jordan, LeBron, Jack, Tiger, hard to compare eras because the playing field isn't equal, right? Jack was dominating. Everybody else had the same kind of equipment that he had.
True.
It would be awesome to see what he could do now. But when I heard some of the quotes this morning during the press conference with Tom Watson and Gary Player and Jack talking about, we got to dial it back, I couldn't decide because of who they are and my respect for them. Were they just being back in my day guys, or do they have a point on what it's doing to the game of golf? Because I know there are so many great golfers out there. I mean, hell, the team that won our golf classic a couple of weeks ago, they were at 26 under, and then there were like 2 teams tied at 24 under. I mean, is that because of the technology or just the greatness of the golfers right here in San Antonio?
Well, yeah, let's say it's the greatness of the golfers and their imaginations. It's fantastic.
Well, they had very good pencils.
They did.
Really, really good pencils.
Were they the old school pencils, or were they using the new fancy mechanical
the new fancy ones, Pledge, of course.
Well,
the old, you can't cheat with the old school pencils. Come on.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, is this truly a problem in golf, or is just a bunch of old guys saying this isn't the game that I played?
I think in this case, it's a bunch of old guys saying it's not the game we played, and it's different, and that's exactly what it is. And so I think that it won't change, and again, it won't change because the fans don't want it to change. If you're a golf fan and you like watching this stuff, you want to see these guys bomb drives. You want to see them make birdies, and so it won't change because the fans will demand that it doesn't change.
Well, it's the old coaches that want to run the wing tee, or Phil Danaher at Cal Allen back in the day. Hey, I'll throw it 2 times a game whether I need to or not, just to keep a defense honest. Because when you throw the ball, more bad things can happen than good. But you know what? We all like to see the passing game.
Sure we do.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, nobody's going back to the wing tee. Nobody. I mean, even the academies throw the ball now.
Well, of course they do. But that's what the fans want to see. And a lot of sports, whether you like it or not, is fan driven. They make changes. They do things. The pitch clock in baseball. That's strictly from the fans' point of view.
Sure.
It's exactly what it is.
And we all bitched about it because we don't like change, yet baseball and the rules adjustments they have made that we've all complained about have actually worked, and you don't even really notice them all that much.
No, not at all.
It is pretty incredible. But you as a diehard golf guy, I'm a casual golf guy. I admit when I'll never forget Kevin Na with his 18 up at the Valero Texas Open. I like it when I see some of these pros get a double bogey or a triple bogey.
Yeah.
But I'm watching the Masters. I don't know that I want to see somebody win at +3.
Well, I do.
See, you do.
I do. Because that means that the golf course is challenging even for the best players in the world. And
like when they're at Bethpage Black.
Well, exactly.
Right?
And so when it's a major, I mean, again, this is a Super Bowl of golf. And the other majors are important. I'm not discounting them, but they're not as important as the Masters. It's just pure and simple. I mean, that's the way that it is. So, yeah, I don't mind having these guys challenge themselves and have some adversity and shoot higher scores. I think it's great. I mean, 5 under today for Rory McIlroy and Sam Burns. That's a pretty good score for round 1 at the Masters, because the final score, I predict, will be somewhere around, 10 to 15 under total. And it won't be much more than that, depending on what happens with the weather, and it's not supposed to be bad. So it's fun times. Fun times. But, us old guys got to growl every now and then. And that's all Tom Watson was doing.
But you, Joe Reinagle, are saying, yeah, there's a bunch of old guys. You don't.
Well, I can say that about Nicholas and Watson and Gary Player because they are old.
Well, no, I mean, but again, you're not agreeing with them in this case.
No, not necessarily. I would like to see those guys. I would love to see them get in a time machine and come back in their prime and play with the equipment that we have today.
Yeah, because I saw Jack put one in the trees today with new equipment.
Well, dude, he's 86, okay? Holy cow. He's 86 years old. Or vice versa. I'd like to see Tiger Woods go back in time and play golf with the equipment that those guys had to play golf with. But obviously that can't happen, and Jordan can't go up against LeBron James. So we just have to. It's a nice debate to have, but I'm not necessarily agreeing with them. I love the game of golf. I love to see what these guys can do, and I'll enjoy it. And it's only going to get better. Because I told you the other day, you buy golf clubs and, next year they're better ones out. Like a cell phone.
Did you order your new driver?
I did not.
Slacker.
Not yet.
Come on.
I'm working on it. It's going to roll into the house and say, honey, I don't know what happened. I didn't think I pushed the button to order that thing. Yeah, I was just looking at it, and here it is.
Somehow it ended up in the Amazon cart and ended up at the house.
I can't send it back. I mean, it's here now. It's the way that it goes, right?
I must have been drinking.
I guess so. Dallas Cowboys. We've got another mock draft that we're talking about. Plus, they signed a player that they just got, and I'm happy to see that because I think this guy is going to be a stable in that defense. At least for the foreseeable future, that's for sure. We're talking about it. We continue here on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you know you want to get out of jail fast. Best way to do that? Call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans. They're open 24/7. They have a free shuttle service. Of course, they are discreet and confidential, and they've got offices all over San Antonio and Texas. So if you're down at the coast, up in Dallas, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
The largest gun show in San Antonio is at the Shriner Auditorium this weekend. Texas Gun Shows is open this Friday from 4 to 7 p.m., 10 a.m. to 5 Saturday, and then 10 a.m. to 4 Sunday. Texas Gun Shows is at the Shriner Auditorium on 1604 this Friday through Sunday.
San Antonio has a drinking problem, and it's getting worse every day. More and more people are on the bottle. This is Rob Thompson for Connecticut Quality Water Systems of San Antonio in the Hill Country, and I want to help you get off the bottle. The plastic water bottle, that is. I don't blame you. Tap water has that off taste, but buying bottled water over and over is like losing in the first round every single week. You keep paying, you keep hauling it home, and the bottled water companies keep hauling your money to the bank. There's a better way out there. Right now, when you buy Connecticut water softener, you get a K5 reverse osmosis drinking station free. It's installed right in your kitchen sink. It's like having a bottled water machine at home without the bottles. Pure, clean, great tasting water. The K5 helps remove the contaminants and reduce the stuff that messes with taste and odor. Do what Dave Ramsey recommends. Do what I do. Make the wise investment. Call Connecticut today, 210-656-PURE. That's 210-656-PURE. Go get one today. I know you're going to be thanking me later.
ConnecticutSA.com.
License number 38961. Attention coaches, educators, and booster clubs. Need a fundraiser that's different from the rest? With Gardenville, supporters purchase something they already need. High quality, locally sourced mulch and compost. Your organization earns money on every sale. Real products, real value, with support from Gardenville to keep it simple. Ready to grow your fundraiser? Visit garden-ville.com/fundraising. That's garden-ville.com/fundraising.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well,
Trying to find a needle in a haystack? Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
Hey golfers, you could win a set of custom golf clubs from Flight by Yingling. Thank you to everyone who played in the sold-out 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Tournament presented by Flight by Yingling. Now, imagine hitting the course with a set of custom clubs valued at $2,800 with a cold flight, 2.6 carbs, and 95 calories. Enter now at yingling.com/golf. No purchase necessary. Must be 21 or older. Flight by Yingling. Enjoy responsibly. DG Yingling & Sons, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications that top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Let's be honest. Watching the Rangers is better when you got something on the line. On Rangers game days, call your shot with the morning huddles. Rangers double dinger payday. Play ball! Pick the Ranger you think will send one into the seats. He hits one, you're going to a Rangers game. He hits two. Now you've just been upgraded. Tickets and a hotel stay. That's what we call getting paid. Wake up with the Morning Huddle. Make your pick and win with the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers.
Wake up, everybody. That music put me to sleep.
Dude, it's Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Well, it was good, but it was slow at the beginning. That's a good song. I do know this song.
It's a great song.
Absolutely. It was a little slow at the beginning.
You didn't recognize it at the beginning.
I did not. No,
it didn't start with a banjo. It's the only instrument you know how to play.
Absolutely. Well, not even that. With my mouth. Hello, everybody. Hi, friends. I'm Joe. He's Jason. Happy to have you along on this Thursday afternoon. First round of the Masters. I'm liking it a lot. Hope y'all are enjoying that too. Even if you don't watch golf, I mean, watch a little bit of it. You might get hooked. You just never know. You could watch some of it. Pick out a player and root for him.
Just not a live type.
Not a live type, because that's where Minix went. You know, Patrick Reed, he's got to go there. And unfortunately, the dude played well today.
You mean the former Masters champ?
Yeah, he won a Masters. He was still on the PGA Tour at the time, though, Pledge. And then he took his he took his donkey self to the Lift Tour.
What were you gonna say?
Yeah, that
Jack
acidness.
Assery. Is that a word?
I have no idea.
We're making stuff up
well,
now?
Yes, we are. Why not? Who made the rules? I'm not sure. Hey, the Dallas Cowboys. This free agent, was Jalen Thompson a free agent, or I believe he was, right?
Yes. It was so long ago, like 2 weeks.
Well, I know, but I couldn't remember if it was a trade or if it was a free agent. So it was a free agent signing. So the Cowboys actually signed him today to a long-term deal, 3 years, $33 million. 22 of that is guaranteed. In the contract, he could make up to $36 million with incentives. So, look, I think, to me, what the Cowboys did in the offseason thus far, this is the best move they made.
Well, I mean, certainly it's a good sign. Financially looks about right because they've got to shore up that defense, right? We expect defense coming up in the draft. I do expect a trade prior to maybe with Miami for a linebacker because that's the one area that they have not addressed yet.
Yeah.
And look, they have spent $1 gazillion on the offensive side, but they have to invest on the defense. The old saying, defense wins championships. And their defense doesn't even have to get great. They don't need to be Houston Texans like on the defensive side.
No.
But they have to get better. And, all the different mock drafts. And, Dallas Morning News, Joseph Hoyt, very smart dude. He did his mock draft today. He's got the Messidor, the edge rusher out of Miami at number 12, and then a corner, Terrell from Clemson at 20. I'd be fine with that. There's reports that this is going to be a trade-heavy draft, and that's the thing with all these mock drafts. First trade that happens, everybody's mock draft is out the window.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. And I read a story today. I think it was it had to do with the Cowboys. I think it was Sporting News or Sports Illustrated, one of the two, was talking about this Clemson cornerback. Could be like the steal of the draft. But the fact that Hoyt has him in the first round, Sports Illustrated had him in the second round, where the Cowboys could actually trade down and still have the availability, at least according to them, to draft this cornerback out of Clemson. I think it's Avion Terrell. It's supposed to be a hidden gem, according to the article I read today. So maybe that's something that the Cowboys have stumbled their way onto and have found a diamond in the rough.
Well, Christian Parker is supposedly a secondary guru, and he's going to be able to remake this defense with the ingredients that he is looking for. You still see a lot of mock drafts have him taking the McCoy kid out of Tennessee, who's coming off the ACL. I've been a little gun-shy on that because of the ACL. But the other night I was watching a hockey game, and after the game ended, it went to one of those regional sports shows.
Yeah.
And I've not seen this show before, but I stayed on it because they were teasing that they were going to talk about in depth about McCoy. And they were talking about how this guy is going to be a day one starter. The injury was so long ago. He is completely rehabbed and ready to go. Your normal, you need a year after. He's had that year, and he didn't play it this year at the University of Tennessee. And they were talking about this guy being a day one starter, smart, all this kind of like, all right. I mean, I needed some positive news on him because if there's a but, man, he's going to be good, but the Cowboys can't afford that this year.
No.
Any other year, maybe. And even Jerry has acknowledged that. There's no redshirt year. There's no project. They cannot afford to take a flyer on somebody. And I think a lot of us, just seeing the ACL and not playing last year, have him in that but category. He's going to be good, but is he worthy of going at number 12 overall if he's expected to come in and be an immediate impact type player? Show I was watching was saying that's going to be the case.
Well,
and if that is, then and that's where you have to trust the NFL types, and in this case the Cowboys, and I know trust in the Cowboys, but that's where his medicals and his workouts and all their due diligence is going to come into play, because I'm still a little gun-shy on taking him. I mean, love everything about him, but the knee injury.
Right.
And in most years, I'd say take him. But this year, knowing just how bad the Cowboys were and their need to remake that secondary, they can't have a guy that is good for 2 years from now and not this season.
Which they drafted last year in Ravel.
Yep.
Thinking he was going to be ready to go because that's what we were told. Remember that?
Yeah,
If this guy's fine, and he wasn't fine. I mean, he finally got on the field, I think, week 10, 9 or 10? It was something like that. So he was not ready to go. So to your point, they've got to be ready, and the players got to be ready. So, but you're right. Everything we've seen about this guy is that he is the real deal. And and whoever gets him is going to have a great prospect on their hands. But I'm with you. But I think this Jalen Thompson signing and to get him locked down, and he's going to be a Cowboy for at least the next 3 years, I think is a great move. He can captain that secondary, if you will. And I think that was a great move. Now we'll see what they do. I'm with you. I think there's going to be a lot of trades made. It's such a good draft, and there's a lot of teams that have needs on the defensive side of the football, and I think you are going to see a lot of trades made. I still expect the Cowboys to not pick at number 20 and to either trade that to move up or move back in the draft. I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of fireworks. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm with you in the sense of 2 first-round picks. I just have a hard time believing that the Cowboys would do that. I think I've said that since the beginning of the offseason, and then Jerry reinforced it on the bus in Indianapolis when he talked about the expense of having 2 first-round guys versus a first and a second-round guy. And if there's a player that they really want, would they move up to go get it? And, it's interesting because I was talking to a friend of mine the other day about all the rumors about them moving up to number 3 for Bailey. Well, don't the Cardinals also need an edge rusher?
The Cardinals need a lot of things.
They need a lot of things, but when you look at all these teams, Cleveland at 6, what are they going to do? I don't see the Cowboys making a move with the Giants or the Redskins at 5 and 7, or excuse me, Commanders.
They're the Redskins.
If could they move up a couple of spots if the Caleb Downs or Sonny Styles is slipping? It's possible, but at what cost? That's the thing. The Cowboys do have a lot of draft currency, but not on day 2. So how much are they willing to give up in this year's draft? How much are they willing to give up in future years' draft? And the fact that they love having all those draft picks, they love collecting all the compensatory picks, I don't know how much of that they're willing to give up unless it's a player they just say they absolutely have to have.
Well, and it isn't at that point worth it? I mean, if you like a Sonny Styles or a Bailey or whomever you're going after, I mean, if that's the guy that you think can anchor your defense for a long time to come, I think it's worth giving up those picks to do that.
Well,
go get him.
I mean, do I think it's worth it? Yes. But is Jerry and Stephen and Will McClain going to part with that?
Oh, that's it.
Because they covet those picks, and in their philosophy, and I don't necessarily disagree with this, they like those middle round picks to shore up their special teams units with low-cost guys. And when you have a roster with the highest paid quarterback, a highly paid wide receiver, another highly paid wide receiver on the tag, when you have a lot of contracts and imbalance in the financial structure, you have to have a lot of guys like that to shore up your depth and your special teams. So I understand why they feel like they need to have those to be able to get those picks in to fill out the rest of the roster, because there is such an imbalance in their structure of salary.
I totally get that, and again, that's their fault.
It is. It's their roster construction.
But if they're going to take advantage of those players that are already under contract, the ones you just mentioned, they've got to be able to stop somebody. And Dak Prescott and company can score as many points as they want, and if the defense sucks like it did last year, you're going to lose more games than you're going to win. I don't care how good your offense is, and we saw that last year. We saw many examples of that last year. So if Jerry sees a guy that's in this draft that he wants to go get, that he thinks, or Will McClain or Steven, name one of those guys, that they think can make a difference and be a difference maker day one and then for the foreseeable future, I hope they go out and forget about the philosophy they've been using, because it hasn't been working, and go out and do something different. And I think with Jerry, with the stuff that they've done this offseason that has been different than what they've done in the past, I don't put something like that past them to go out and make a splash, similar to what Houston did a couple of years ago with the C.J. Stroud pick. Everybody knew they were going to do that, and then bam, they come right back with the third pick and scoop up what is arguably one of the best defensive linemen in the league, in Will Anderson Jr.
It was such a great draft and a great move, and they've got one more year for that to pay off.
Mm-hmm.
And now they did pick up the fifth-year options for both. I still expect Will Anderson to get a long-term deal before we get to the season. C.J. Stroud, he's a bargain this year at roughly $25 million. A bargain.
Yeah, no doubt.
And if he doesn't play well, then you probably look at the tag or the decision that has to be made. I mean, they say all the right things, but, man.
Yeah, C.J.'s got to play better. And not that not that it's been bad. I mean, Houston was a team that should have gone to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If not for C.J. Stroud. And I lay that squarely on him because he just had some really head up his butt moments in that game against the Patriots.
And I think C.J. and C.J.'s team recognize that, which is why you aren't hearing the demands for a contract from C.J.'s camp. They know what they know. His play, this isn't the time to ask. And granted, I say that. I was shocked that Tua got his deal.
Me too.
That Kyler Murray got his deal.
Yes.
And I would rather pay C.J. Stroud than either one of those two guys. But I think the C.J. Stroud's team clearly recognizes that, with what he's done and what they want to ask for, you can't right now. And Will Anderson should be the priority for Nick Caserio to get that long-term deal done. And are you going to do two of those in the same offseason? Probably not.
Well, I think Will Anderson gets his deal before the season starts. I really do. I think they're going to lock him up and get it. But, you're talking about a Will Anderson Jr. who it's not going to be cheap. Micah Parsons set the market for those guys. And your Will Anderson Jr. is looking at numbers very similar to what Micah did, I would assume. So it's not going to be cheap signing Will Anderson Jr. They're going to have to do it and then figure out a way to get their quarterback in there as well. Look, the defense has been great. You got a lot of young guys there with not huge contracts. So that's going to change, and that typically changes football teams very quickly. I want to show you something. We've been talking about this all day, but our good friend Jeff McDonald, the San Antonio Express News, has got an article out.
Yep.
The headline, Victor Wembanyama's NBA Defensive Player of the Year bid puts Spurs in tough spot.
Yep.
Let's talk about that.
Good article.
We will do that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, I want to tell you about my friends at Stevens Roofing. I love talking about this company and this family. They're great people. It's a great company. They've been in business since 1983. That should tell you everything you need to know. If you need work done on your roof or you think there's a problem with your roof, wouldn't you want a company that has stood the test of time? Stevens Roofing has done that. 1983. That is just incredible. Look, if you think there's something wrong with your roof or you went outside and you looked up and you say, man, that just doesn't look right. You want to get it checked out. Give Stevens Roofing a call, 210-785-0994. They'll send an experienced team out to your house. They will inspect your roof for free. Then they'll let you know if there's any issues that need to be addressed. And obviously, if there are, they are the company that will get that done. Also, if you've been thinking about solar panels on your house, and I know a lot of you have, Stevens Roofing and Solar can handle that for you. That's right. Call them, 210-785-0994. Let them know exactly what you're thinking about doing, and they can help you put that plan together and make it a reality. That's what they do at Stevens Roofing and Solar. Look, don't wait. Don't put it off any longer. Get it done now. Give them a call, 210-785-0994, or you can visit them online at stevensroofing.net.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is KTFM Floresville and streaming online at sasportstar.com.
Hey everybody, Joe Reinagle here for Window Nation. You know, spring is a great time to open your windows and wait, your windows won't open? They leak? They're cracked? They need repainting again? You know, getting top quality custom fit windows from Window Nation is easy and affordable. During the More You Buy, the More You Save sale, you could save up to 50% off. Plus, you could get them with 0% interest for 5 years. During uncertain times, one of the best investments you can make is in your home. So visit windownation.com now to book a consultation. San Antonio's newest sports headquarters, Novo Brewery. Craft beers, full bar, hard kombucha on tap, a handcrafted food menu, and massive LED screens. Attached to North Star Mall with late hours. Visit novobrew.com. That's NOVObrew.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-507-5193. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-507-5193. That's 800-507-5193. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Not much change to the leaderboard when it comes to the first round of the Masters. Sam Burns, Rory McIlroy in the clubhouse. Both shot 67 today. They are the leaders at -5. San Antonio Spurs got their 61st win last night. They beat the Portland Trailblazers. Did it without Wemby or Castle. The Thunder beat the Clippers. That gives them the 1 seed. Spurs are the 2 seed. How are Wemby and Castle?
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Hello, friends. Welcome to this tradition unlike any other.
And that is the Masters. It is round 1 of the Masters. They are wrapping things up out in Augusta right now. And as I just mentioned, Rory McIlroy, the defending champion, and Sam Burns tied at the top of the leaderboard at -5. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix. And I asked the question, Jason, how are Wemby and Castle? And I know you have the answer.
They are questionable for tomorrow. The Spurs injury report just got released. Not doubtful, not out. And that's generally a good sign that they will be able to play. And for Wemby, the important part there is the 20 minutes. And the predicament that we've been talking about all afternoon is the basis of the article that Jeff McDonald has now on mysa.com and expressnews.com, because it is. Spurs are in a tough spot. That's part of the headline. At least one of Victor's teammates is irked by the conundrum of the NBA 65-game rule that has sparked the Spurs run. And Harrison Barnes has some interesting comments in there because Harrison Barnes is right. I think all of us look at the rule, including Adam Silver, who has consistently said it's been successful. It could affect one or two guys, but this year, first-team All-NBA is in doubt. I mean, there are so many things because of this rule that won't happen. And you look at the postseason awards are supposed to kind of tell the story of the year, but because of this rule, that won't be accurate, i.e. Shedeur Sanders making a Pro Bowl. So when you look at who's going to end up on all NBA teams, you've got multiple guys that would be that can't because of this rule. A Defensive Player of the Year trophy hangs in the balance. MVP voting. Again, I think SGA is going to win the award, but does Wemby finish second? Does he finish third?
Does
if
that
he doesn't
matter?
qualify, it doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't, but it does when you're telling about the story of the NBA.
I guess so. Again,
Historical purposes,
Sure.
it matters if you're looking at an accurate reflection of the league. I mean, do we care? Will we be mad for 8 minutes maybe? But when you look back on a season and you look at who has honors and who doesn't, or, you know, when we're doing the ended career in 20 years of Wemby, how many awards did he win? Did he finish second? Just like, you know, we're watching the Masters and they just had somebody was runner-up 2 years ago. Well, most of us don't remember, but man, he must have had a hell of a year to finish second a couple of years ago. That's what I mean by that. Ultimately, it doesn't matter, but when you're looking at historical data of a season, it does matter.
Well, I guess it matters. I guarantee you I couldn't go back 5 years and tell you who the MVP was.
No.
And I couldn't go back and I certainly couldn't tell you who finished second. So ultimately it matters to the player. But to the fans, I'm not sure it matters all that much. I mean, I know it does right now in the spur of the moment because Spurs fans want Wemby to get whatever Wemby wants. Cade Cunningham is a guy that's going to be affected by this.
Yep.
And I appreciate he came back last night, played 26 minutes. The Pistons beat Milwaukee. Now, he's not going to be able to be eligible for anything. But I like his attitude. And while this year I think is an anomaly for the most part because of what you had, but he says, look, he says fans pay a lot of money to watch us play. And players, the NBA is trying to keep these players on the floor. And it's the Kawhi Leonards and the Joel Embiids and the the Anthony Davises. I mean, these are the players that are constantly hurt or taking nights off that have screwed up the entire system. And so the NBA felt like it had to do something. And this is what they've come up with. And now the first year that there's a little glitch in it, we all want to say, well, screw that. A guy should be able to only play 40 games and be eligible for whatever.
See, I don't know that anybody is saying that, and quite honestly, I don't know
but
that.
What's the number then? 65 is obviously too much. So what is it, 60, 55?
Well,
50? Where's the number?
Luka cannot qualify for an all-NBA team because he has not played enough games unless his appeal is successful, right? But he's still going to be the scoring leader because he played in 58 games, which is the rule, 70% of the games. And again, the hard, fast rule, real injuries are real injuries versus a line that Jeff McDonald has in NBA circles. This is known as the Kawhi Leonard rule or the Joel Embiid rule, who, by the way, in Embiid, he's got to have his appendix out.
Yeah, he's
in Houston.
appendicitis,
I
yes.
mean, all right, so that's legit.
So he's done.
But a lot of it isn't. The question really becomes for the San Antonio Spurs and for Vic. And if this rule wasn't a thing, I think the decision for him to be done for the regular season would have already been made. But and it's not just the Defensive Player of the Year and all NBA honors. Dollars are tied to this in their contracts and their eligibility for Supermax. And maybe that is something that the NBA needs to look at. Should we be tying that many millions of dollars to where teams and players are making a decision where finances are involved.
Now, I'm all for that. I think that's dumb. I do. But again, at some point in time, you've got to look out for who's paying the bills. And that is these guys are making a ton of money, and they are. And we're talking about it right now and talking about how much money that Wemby might lose if he doesn't play. But who pays for that? We do. And so I don't want to go to a basketball game and pay, $200 a seat or whatever it is, wherever you happen to be.
Man, you're not sitting in the nosebleeds.
And not see the stars.
Sure. No.
If I want to go to a G League game in Austin, I'll go there. It's a hell of a lot cheaper.
All of us, I think, agree with you in the sense of they need to go to work. I mean, it's crazy that they get PTO, injuries aside, but rest days. And maybe there is some sort of sliding scale that you know what the injury is, and it's a real injury, and we all saw it happen on the court, that just kind of like these 15-minute exemptions. There's something there. Maybe it should be a minute's average. Although, Wemby averages about 30 minutes a game. If you were to average that out over the course of an NBA season, that could be a factor that would give you credit for another game played, something along those lines. Like if you're working overtime, you get double time on a holiday or something. I mean, it just feels like guys like Kawhi Leonard, and keep in mind, this started in San Antonio.
It did.
Where they are worth so much money and so much is invested into these players to perform at their highest level in the postseason, be at your peak when it matters the most, that they took all these days off. That was the problem. They weren't real injuries. And now and again, rules are rules. I don't really have a problem with the 65-game rule. Go play. It's what you're getting paid for. I bet you if they did something like, if you have so many rest days, you don't get your game check for that one. Do you think guys would go play then?
Well, I think they would. I just don't know if the union would go for it.
Well, but if the union's going to bitch that the 65-game rule isn't fair, what do you negotiate to get these guys to go play?
Well, here's the dilemma that we're looking at, and just hear me out on this. Wemby sat second game of a back-to-back.
Mm-hmm.
What if he wouldn't have done that? We wouldn't be having this conversation.
We wouldn't be.
So how do you manage it if you're Mitch Johnson?
You didn't think he was going to get hurt the other night.
Well, I mean, I don't think I'm going to get hit by a bus when I leave here, but that could happen.
Well, I mean, well, that's it. And so he sat that game knowing how many they had left and hoping that he would be able to get to that threshold. I'm sure they factored it in. Again, I think the other night, based on seeing how all this is playing out now, the other night he got hurt. I think he came back into the game just to get enough minutes to qualify. So the team has already kind of put getting to that 65 game as a priority over the – now, granted, if he couldn't have gone, they wouldn't have let him back in, but –
Well, he obviously couldn't have gone because he didn't go.
He went back in that game with enough to just qualify, sat out last night, questionable now, officially questionable for tomorrow, and he'll get his 20 minutes, probably play 21, 22 minutes, and be eligible to get that Defensive Player of the Year trophy, qualify for the Supermax, and we won't see him on Sunday, and I'm totally cool with that.
If he can play and it's not going to affect him moving forward, then yes, I'm all for it too. I want him to get whatever he can get. My problem is if he's still dinged up and it still hurts and somebody there's an elbow to the ribs or there's a knockdown or there's anything like happened the other night, and then all of a sudden it's more serious injury and Wemby's out 4 to 6 weeks, then what?
Well,
is that Defensive Player of the Year award then worth it?
No. It's not. And I know Vic has talked about winning multiple championships since he arrived in San Antonio. He also values and prioritizes the individual awards. But I do think if he can't go, he would punt on the DPOY to make sure he's healthy to go win a championship. And I think we all know that. He wants them both. I don't think he is putting that individual honor ahead of the team goal. And I think we know this Spurs organization well enough to know that they're not going to allow Vic to put an individual on her ahead of the team goal.
Well, I wonder, because if your scenario that you mentioned, him coming back in just to do that, and obviously he was in pain.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was pretty obvious. But they let him back out there anyway.
Yep. And that bothers me.
So I don't know if the team has that much control over a guy like – and I mean that in all sincerity.
And superstars, Vic is the most important person in that franchise.
Sure.
And his influence and what he wants. Now, again, if the doctors, the Spurs doctors and Vic's doctors tell him he can't go, I got to believe that Vic would say, okay, it's – damn it. But it is an interesting situation. It'll be interesting to watch tomorrow, and I know we will all have
candles
concern.
lit.
Yeah, candles lit. Say your prayers. Hold your breath. Cheeks will be tight every time he gets any kind of contact. And we'll all have our stopwatches, and as soon as he gets to 20, we'll be all right. Mitch, get him out of there. All right, Mitch, get him out of there. I mean, we're going to go because the Spurs cannot go win a championship this year without Vic.
No, they can't. And
with Vic,
you are rolling the dice if you roll him out there tomorrow. You're absolutely doing it. It is a gamble. I don't care what you say. It is a gamble. Is that gamble worth taking? That's what the Spurs are going to have to decide, because it's just like you sit down at a blackjack table. You might win, you might lose. Same with Vic. He goes out there and nothing happens, great, you win. But if something does, snake eyes.
And that's the tough spot. And again, I trust the Spurs organization to make the right call here. I really do. If the doctors say he can go, he's going to go. But he's not going to go out there and stand in the corner for 20 minutes.
No.
We know Vic well enough. He's too much of a competitor in ethical basketball. He'll go out there and he's going to play, and you just hope that somebody on Dallas doesn't take a cheap shot to his ribs.
I don't think anybody will take a cheap shot, but, I mean, it's a physical game.
Yep.
And he's going to get banged around. I don't think there's any question about that. So you just got to hope if he's out there, keep your fingers crossed, your candles lit, and say your prayers. All right. John McClain, the general, we were talking about the Houston Texans a few minutes ago and what they're going to do with C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson Jr. We'll talk to the general about that, see what he has to say when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And, you think about getting in and watching the Masters over the next couple of days and through the weekend. Of course, all the basketball. And for playoffs for the San Antonio Spurs, no better place than the Roo Pub there at 281 in Redland Road. For those of you that were around at the Roo during the championship run in 2014 in the playoffs in 13, there was no better spot to gather and watch the San Antonio Spurs, and that's going to happen again this playoff run. They've got those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around. The atmosphere on a Spurs playoff game is incredible. Get into the Roo Pub and go hungry. The food there is incredible. They have the biggest and best wings in town. I love their fried shrimp. They got about 15 different burgers on the menu, including the Wemby burger, the chicken sandwiches, the hot dogs, the appetizers, even the salads, I'm told, are wonderful. And that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need a late-night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub there at 281 in Redland Road. And if you're heading to the coast, Rockport, check out the new Roo Pub in Rockport. Incredible. Right there on the water. Roo Pub here in San Antonio, happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Got a buddy who thinks he knows baseball? Perfect. On Rangers game days, prove it with the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger you think will launch it out of here. He hits 1, you and a friend are headed to a Rangers game. He hits 2. Now, you've got tickets and hotel. Yeah, you're making a night of it, and your buddy's buying the first round. Wake up with the Morning Huddle. Call your shot and win the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new brick you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-505-4326. 800-505-4326. 800-505-4326.
Here he comes.
Surprise! There's an avocado shortage! Now half your food truck menu is costing more than it's making you! Also, you're out of napkins!
Those aren't cheap!
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise? Saving 13% on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, an ice cream truck stole your parking spot! Looks like you're in a turf war!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
A multi-billion-dollar settlement is paying claims for up to 21 years. If you were exposed to weed killers at work or at home, your rights are affected. If you or your family has or had non-Hodgkin lymphoma, you could receive $6,000 to $165,000 or more. This settlement impacts you even if you're not sick because this blood cancer can take 10 to 15 years to appear. If you stay in the settlement, you give up your right to sue. Learn more at weedkillerclass.com or call 888-403-8201. Paid for by the Roundup Settlement.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
That sounds like good intro music for a special guest, does it not?
Well, of course. The James Pledger special, the birthday boy.
Exactly right. Happy birthday to Pledge. And this is the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. He's Jason.
John McClain, the general, now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Just, 2 weeks from today, we'll be getting ready for the NFL draft. Finally here. The Texans, John, doing a little business this week as expected with the fifth-year options picked up for C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson Jr. I do kind of think Will get his deal before we get to training camp, but the questions will all be centered around C.J. Stroud and when he gets his big deal, because right now he's one hell of a bargain for the Houston Texans.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it at all. I don't expect him to get his till next season, and he'll play like $25.9 million this season. And remember, if they didn't want to extend him next year, they'd have him for a fifth year, and if they wanted to keep him 2 more on the franchise tag, they could do that. And so he'd be here 7 years. But I expect Anderson to become the highest paid defensive player in history, and I think Stroud will get his done next year. And the fact is, no telling what the quarterback going rate will be next year. The longer you wait, as you guys know, the more you pay. So I don't think that would be all bad for him, especially if he bounces back from his playoff performance and plays the way they know he's capable.
Well, John, that's interesting that you say that. Going back to Will Anderson Jr. for a minute, so you think he goes north of what Micah Parsons signed for in Green Bay?
I think he'll be the highest paid player in NFL, highest paid defensive lineman in history.
Wow. Interesting. Well, that's a lot of money, so good for that young man.
Absolutely it is. And again, he's
earned it.
He's
been great on the field, off the field, not a pain in the butt at all. No controversy, no run-ins with the owner, anything like that. And they love the guy. And when I remember when Nick Caserio traded up for the third spot in 23, I remember one national writer, very prominent, I won't say his name because it would embarrass him, said the Texans just mortgaged the next 10 years of their franchise. And I'm like, geez, do you not realize about the Deshaun Watson trade and all the picks they got and how these are involved? And, of course, that just helped make them better. And Anderson is the best player on a great defense.
John McClain joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. I'm sure all of us are kind of mock draft out at this point. But I saw something earlier where they talked about there's going to be a lot of trades in this year's draft, which I kind of hope that we'll see a lot of that, which as soon as there's one trade, all those mocks go out the window. Are you hearing the same, that it could be a very trade-heavy draft?
What a crock. They're all trade-heavy drafts. Go back and look. What is the writer that put that out? Okay, what's a lot? Is it 50, 100? What's a lot? You know, we've got a general manager here, trader Nick Caserio, who makes more deals than any general manager. The over-under here is 3.5 trades on the threes of the draft, and we're all taking the over. So, to me, a lot of trades I would think would mean early in the first round. And there are several guys that are can't-miss prospects, and if you want one, you better trade up and get them. But you know how expensive that would be. So I don't see a lot of trades at the top. I could see trades at the bottom of the first round. I think Caserio will trade out of the 28th spot and pick up extra picks. What teams want to do, guys, next year's draft is supposed to be outstanding. So you would like to compile as many picks as you could for next year. So any deals Caserio makes, I guarantee you there will be something in it for next year because he, like everybody else, is looking for additional draft capital.
Well, there's no doubt about it. And I can see a lot of that happening too, especially at the end of the first round. People, trying to move out of there. But there's so many good defensive players at the top of this draft in the first round. And obviously, the Texans aren't, I wouldn't assume, interested in defensive players. Where do you think that you still think offensive line, John, is where they need to point in this draft?
Well, if they don't, they're nuts. If they're not careful, and the Chronicle, their fourth mock today has the Texans taking 2 defensive linemen among the first 3. And I'd be willing to bet that ain't happening. And defensive line is not what they need. People around the league that haven't taken a defensive lineman do not understand how well Tommy Togiai played over the second half last year, and he's in the last year of his contract. Now, could they use a defensive tackle to be part of the rotation? Yes. I would like to see him get an offensive lineman interior in the first round and see them get a defensive tackle and an offensive tackle in the second round, and then just utilize whatever they want after that. They need a backup tight end who can catch. If they got a third running back, that would be good. But right now, if they were in this situation last year, they thought Dylan Tomlinson, boy, he was going to be really good at left guard. Cam Robinson was going to be good at left tackle. They got rid of Robinson after one game and cut Tomlinson after 5 or 6. Now they're back here in this same situation. They better get another influx of young guys, because Braden Smith, the right tackle, hadn't played a full season in a while. He's going to be 30. And Wyatt Teller, the left guard, he's going to be 32 or 3, and he was injured last year, and the Browns didn't even try to re-sign him. So you could be in this situation again. And it is a great draft for edge rushers, not defensive tackles. They'll be down near the bottom of the first round, early in the second. But, boy, there's a couple of great linebackers, and there's some good defensive backs, like there always are. Caleb Downs is a generational safety. They compare him to Kyle Hamilton. But there's going to be a rush on edge rushers early, and the one I'm most interested to see is Jeremiah Love. I heard on NFL radio today they were doing a mock draft, and they had him taking Love at Arizona at 3. And they didn't mention that they had signed free agent running back Tyler Algier from Atlanta. And they did mention they had re-signed James Conner. So I do not see them taking Love. I could see them taking one of those top edge rushers. The key then is number 4, Tennessee. Do they take Love? Do they go with the edge rusher? And I've told every talk show that I do, if the Titans pass up Love, you'll hear cheering in Houston, Indianapolis, and Jacksonville.
I agree with that. And I know you're not supposed to take a running back that high, but a great run game is a quarterback's best friend. And Cam Ward and Jeremiah Love offense, I mean, because they got holes, but Jeremiah Love's best player in the draft. He just won't go number 1 overall because he's a running back. But I'm with you. I think he ends up at Tennessee. And yeah, you're right. If they did pass on him, there would be cheering in all the teams with the AFC South. But I want to go back to number 3 in Arizona. Not all of, a lot of mock drafts have the Cowboys making a trade with Arizona to go up to get the Bailey kid out of Texas Tech. And I'm looking at that going, I don't know if Jerry would be that aggressive, but 2, Arizona has so many holes. Why would they trade out when they could get a David Bailey?
And those trades all don't have Jerry giving up both number 1s.
Exactly.
You're not going to move up to number 3 without giving up both of your number 1s. That just doesn't happen. And that's why they left. Like he gives a 2 and another pick in another round, and maybe next year. Nobody is going to go out of their way to help the Cowboys do that. I think the Cowboys will end up with an edge rusher and a cornerback. Cornerback coming first, edge rusher lately. But when you need what they need on defense, it's going to take more than one pass rusher.
You know, John, that's interesting. I don't see the Cowboys keeping that number 20 pick, or they're going to try to get out of it because they've got no day 2 picks as it stands right now. And I just think they're going to try and trade out of that thing. Does that seem reasonable to you? Even if they use the number 12 pick, the 20 pick, I think they'll try to trade.
I won't surprise me at all unless there's a player. Say they get one of the top corners at 12 and it gets to be 20. And there's an edge rusher they like Parker at Clemson, and maybe they think they have him rated really high, then they would take him because that would solve their 2 biggest problems. But if there's not somebody the Cowboys want in that spot, they would be wise to trade out and get extra picks. And one of those extra picks needs to be one next year. And so I think that would be a very smart thing to do, unless they're in love with somebody they believe can come in and help that pass rush.
The great John McClain here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. John, you've been covering the league forever. You got thoughts on everything. So your thoughts on the old Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel photos?
You should not put yourself in that situation. It is a direct conflict of interest. And I know both of them. I know him really well. And I know her a little bit, and I like her, and I think she's good at what she does. But I don't care what people say, there's still a double standard for women in the media. And if all of a sudden Diana Rossini gets a scoop on the Patriots, you know what people are going to say, even if it didn't even come from Mike Vrabel. You know, would she be critical of the Patriots now that they're playing a first-place schedule? You just can't put yourself in that situation, because of sometimes the perception of impropriety is as bad as impropriety when it comes to social media and your reputation.
You know, John, it's interesting you say that, and I know it puts the Athletic in a difficult situation, I think, and they're saying all the right things, but she's getting a lot of pushback and a lot of criticism on social media today. Do you think she survives this?
Well, they offered their support. I keep waiting for the friends they were with to come out and say, well, we were there, but we were in the dining room, and people to do that. That editor came out and did exactly what he should do. And unless somebody provides more proof than what we saw in those pictures, yeah, she could have seen Mike and gone up and hugged him. You know, guys don't hug, but women do. And then, you know, reaching out, grabbing somebody's hands. You know, I could see that happening as well. But there were some other things in there, if accurate, I was uncomfortable with. But I'm old-fashioned. You know, you see people today doing things, yucking it up with coaches and general managers and going out drinking with them and having dinner with them and all that. And I just never liked doing that, because it's hard to do it. And then when you got to rip them, whether you're writing on a talk show or Twitter, and then they're like, well, I don't understand. I bought you dinner.
Exactly. Although I will say her tweet today about the replacement refs, the comment section is rather entertaining.
Jeez.
And then she didn't even write the story. She just tweeted it.
Yeah, it's going to be a very uncomfortable thing. And she wrote out another controversy 11 years ago. I think she can do this one. The only people they really need to worry about is his wife and her husband.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
Very true.
The great John McClain on Twitter at McClain_on_NFL. No photos of him holding hands with any head coach coming anytime soon.
I can't even get my wife to hold my hand.
John, enjoy your weekend, man.
Guys, thank you very much as always.
Appreciate it. The great John McClain here on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Fantastic. I love John McClain. We certainly do. A lot of stories going up on social media, Jason, about Victor Wembanyama and what people think he's going to do when we get to tomorrow night in the Dallas Mavericks. We'll wrap up our Wemby talk for today when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let me ask you a question. You ever go into a place and you just feel comfortable every time you're there, and you know the food's going to be great, the drinks are going to be fantastic, and you know there's not a bad seat in the house? Well, I love that kind of place, and I found it in Novo Brewery. Love this place. It's attached to North Star Mall, and when I say attached, yes, it's in the mall, but you don't have to go through the mall to get there. It's got its own entrance from the outside, and they're open late hours. They're not stuck with mall hours. So you don't have to worry about, well, the mall closes at this time and I guess Novo's going to be closed too. That's not the case. Novo sets its own hours and, again, has its own entrance. Love this place. It is the new sports watching destination in San Antonio. 8 massive LED screens, 80 feet of LED video walls. They've got craft beer on tap, 60 craft beers, in fact. Plus, they've got domestic beer on tap as well, and a huge selection of it, I might add. Plus, they've got the bottles, the cans, and a full bar. Yeah, you want a cocktail when you go in there. They can whip you up whatever it is you want. And then we're talking about the food. They've got everything from wings to ribeye steaks, everything in between. The picanha skewers, that's my go-to. I love it. They're just fantastic. But all the food that I've tried there has just been superb. It's been great. It really has. It is a great place to go. And let me tell you something. You can take your wife in there. You can take your kids in there, and they can play. They've got a play area for the kids. It is a family atmosphere. You can take the whole family. And if your wife wants to go shopping or you want to go shopping, you can do that while your wife sits there and drinks beer and watches sports. It's a great place. Very first location in Texas. It is novobrew.com. novobrew.com. Go check them out, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And I promise you, you go there once, you will go again and again and again. Go check them out. Again, that website, novobrew.com, N-O-V-O brew.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Coming up on the Morning Huddle, we've got 2 more games left for the Spurs in the regular season. Will Wemby play? How do they close this thing out?
And day 2 of the Masters will get you ready for a long weekend of golf and frivolity. Playoffs start next week. Let's get ready. Party starts tomorrow at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dave Ramsey here. The only water softener I recommend is a quality water softener from Connecticut. It really is the last water softener you'll ever own.
ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Domestic violence is one of the most widespread crimes in Texas, yet one of the least reported. When someone walks through the doors of the Battered Women and Children Shelter, they're looking for safety. Help exists, and it's closer than you think. Christie's Hope supports the shelter with housing, trauma recovery, and long-term aid. Thomas J. Henry stands with us in our commitment to end domestic violence. If you or someone you love needs help, visit christieshope.org.
Hornitos 100% agave tequila isn't for the few, but for the many. To pour with friends and friends of friends. For you, for me, for everyone. Hornitos, the tequila de todos.
100% agave tequila for 100% of tequila lovers. Hornitos Tequila, 40% alcohol volume, 2026 Salsa Tequila Import Company, Chicago, Illinois.
San Antonio, it's time to saddle up for indoor football action at the Freeman Coliseum. Saturday, April 18th at 4 p.m., your San Antonio Gunslingers host the defending IFL champions, the Vegas Nighthawks. These gunslingers are ready to draw fast and bring the thunder in a high-scoring showdown you don't want to miss. Partial season tickets, group packages, and individual seats are available now at sagunslingers.com. Grab your crew, bring the family, and let's pack the Freeman Coliseum. Guns up, San Antonio!
Healthy vision is about more than seeing clearly. It's about going beyond. From comprehensive eye care with the latest technology to advanced vision solutions that provide deep insights into your overall health. And with doctors who build lasting relationships founded on trust, ensuring that every detail is taken care of. I choose Vision Source to never miss out on life's precious moments. Vision Source, beyond your eyes.
Attention coaches, educators, and booster clubs. Need a fundraiser that's different from the rest? With Gardenville, supporters purchase something they already need. High quality, locally sourced mulch and compost. Your organization earns money on every sale. Real products, real value, with support from Gardenville to keep it simple. Ready to grow your fundraiser? Visit garden-ville.com/fundraising. That's garden-ville.com/fundraising.
You've said it before.
This will only take a second. Just a quick glance. A fast reply. But on the road, seconds don't wait for you. They decide everything. Who stops, who doesn't, who makes it home. So next time your phone lights up, ask yourself, is this distraction worth a ticket or even a life? Put the phone away or pay. Paid for by NHTSA.
Got to tell everybody that we are having a Puppy Food Bank Radiothon. The 2026 version of that started today. It will continue tomorrow. And basically what that means, we're asking you for your help and support to support these no-kill shelters that take in these animals. And obviously they need food and stuff to help them survive.
Well, the fact that it's $43 million a month being spent, $43,000 a month being spent each month right now to feed these animals in all these shelters. They're asking for $15 a month, but whatever you can do. Puppyfoodbank.org. We're going to have a lot of fun on the show tomorrow.
No doubt.
John O'Hurley's going to be in the building.
Yeah. Ernie Hudson. Ghostbusters.
Who are you going to call?
Yeah. Ernie.
Puppyfoodbank.org.
I'll call an Ernie.
And, of course, Wemby Watch.
And Wemby Watch.
And again, the injury report that is out today for tomorrow has Wemby and Steph Gassel both listed as questionable for tomorrow. For Wemby, he's got to play 20 minutes to be able to qualify. And that's the situation that he is in over these final two games, although I don't expect him to play on Sunday in the regular season finale. And if we didn't have this stupid 65-game rule, he probably wouldn't even be considered about playing tonight. And I say stupid. I like the rule, but because it's in play, Wemby and the Spurs have to decide about that chase. I don't want to say what's important because we know it's important to Wemby. But for the team, they can't go win a championship if Victor Wembanyama is not healthy. And for a lot of you, my wife's on a plane right now flying in, and we're going furniture shopping this weekend.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we've been looking. She's wanted since January new living room furniture. And then, her hospital, they sent her to North Carolina to do some work. And, that's been kind of on hold. But Bob Mills is doing this promotion where if you buy furniture by this weekend, if the Spurs win it all, that furniture is free. I mean, it's right out of the Mattress Mac playbook, but it's brilliant. So my wife's like, yeah, you know what we're doing? I know we got a wedding Saturday night that we got to go to, but during the day we're going to buy living room furniture.
I think that's perfect. I mean, if you need furniture, why not do it that way?
Well, exactly.
I mean, it's a no-brainer.
It's brilliant.
Yes.
And so, obviously, I would love that living room set to ultimately be free.
Sure.
So Vic better be healthy and ready to go win a title. Because now it will affect me.
Now it
and
will.
you, because I know a lot of people are going to take advantage of this Bob Mills promotion.
A lot of people will. Real quick, I just saw a tweet here. Stan Van Gundy was on a podcast today. I didn't see which one it is. My apologies. But he says Keldon Johnson's his sixth man of the year.
Well, and Keldon Johnson should be the sixth man of the year.
I'm just saying, we talk Wemby quite a bit in postseason awards. There's going to be a few others, I think, headed San Antonio's way.
And Mitch Johnson has coached every game, so he's in line for coach of the year.
That's right. He didn't take any nights off?
He didn't.
He didn't get ejected either, did he, in any game? I don't think he did.
I don't even know that the dude's gotten a technical foul.
Wow, how times have changed.
But, I mean, obviously, 20 more minutes for Wemby, and the Defensive Player of the Year trophy's in the bag. You got Keldon, and he should go win Sixth Man of the Year. And Mitch Johnson's in the running for Coach of the Year, although that one is going to be a little bit more, I think, debatable. All these other awards, MVP feels like it's SGA, although maybe Wemby slides in there if he's eligible. But I think SGA ultimately wins MVP. No doubt that the Defensive Player of the Year is going to Vic, I mean, I really think the only postseason award that could be up for any kind of debate is Coach of the Year.
I think so, because there are some legit candidates out there for sure, and Mitch Johnson is certainly one of them, and so he needs to be in that conversation. But it's going to be interesting to see, and again, tomorrow night, I'm nervous about it. I won't lie to you, I am, and I know the situation, and I know if the Spurs roll him out there that they feel like he's fine. I get all of that, and I hope I'm nervous for no reason, but I am indeed nervous about Victor Wembanyama playing either tomorrow night, because I hope he does not play Sunday, regardless of what happens tomorrow.
All right, let's go all serious black helicopter.
All right.
It's a meaningless Friday game.
It is.
Against the Dallas Mavericks, who have nothing to play for.
Nothing. Neither do the Spurs.
And neither do the Spurs, for that matter. But there are 2 games left for the Spurs on FanDuel. Jacob and Sean, they've only got 2 more games because they're not allowed to do any of the playoff games. They've given us all the reason to watch on a Friday night a meaningless basketball game. Wemby watch.
Yep. Wemby watch.
It's all for ratings.
Well, that's it. Yeah, right. That's exactly right.
It's BS. I don't even believe that.
Well, no. And again, I if I had to bet right now, I'd say Wemby's going to play tomorrow. I just don't believe that there's any situation where he won't. So I think they will roll him out there. I think they're going to see if the discomfort is enough to where he feels bad and can't play, or he's okay and will play. Again, I just feel like it is rolling the dice a little bit, but, sometimes you got to do that.
In our history of covering this Spurs organization, do you trust the Spurs to make the right decision for the organization?
Absolutely, yes.
Right?
I do.
So, in that regard, if he rolls out on the floor, the Spurs have earned my trust that I know that they aren't putting him at future risk.
True, very true, but again, there's only so much they can do. They can say he's fine and the pain's okay, he can tolerate it. But it is a physical game, and nobody
it's a bruise.
Nobody expected him to get hurt in the game he got hurt in. Nobody expected that, or they wouldn't have rested him to begin with the other day. So you just don't know, and it's rolling the dice as far as I'm concerned.
You know what we do every Thursday about this time?
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's Burger Joint.
We get you ready for the weekend. We call it What's on Tap, and it is brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint. Online at samsburgerjoint.com. They've got live music out there tonight. I don't even know if I want to try to pronounce. Is that a group? Is that a typo? Is that an individual? But there's live music tonight at Sam's Burger Joint. Tomorrow night, the 3rd annual Blues and Soul Fest. Ian Moore, Eric Johnson. Tomorrow night's going to be an incredible night out at Sam's Burger Joint. David Nail on Saturday night. And next Tuesday, live and local with Shotgun Annie.
Elsewhere tonight in the Frostbank Center, Brandon Lake, King of Hearts Tour. The Alamo Dome has Disney on Ice. Jump in, it says. Green Hall, Caden Gillard. Floor's Country Store has Wade Forster out there. Charlie McComb's Empire Theater, The Life and Trials of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Interesting. ZZ Top is at the Majestic Theater. Wow. Moody Center, is this a different George Strait or a knockoff?
No, that's George.
That's the guy,
That's George.
All right. Well, you spell his name right, Pledge.
Oh, he's going to blame the computer for changing
That's what it is. Wolf Stadium, Missions in Corpus Christi Hooks, and at the Rock Box, Ben Quaid snuffed on site.
Friday night, Spurs, Mavericks, and Wemby watch happening down at the Frostbank Center. Disney and Ice continues their run there in the Alamo Dome. The Aztec Theater has Happy Fits. ZZ Top playing another night at Majestic Theater. See, those old guys can go back to back.
Yeah.
Handyman Hal is at the Shirley
I thought his daughter was
McComb's
getting married.
Empire Theater. Well, that's on Saturday night. He's got to work Friday night to pay for a wedding.
All right.
Handyman and Hal, my neighbor Hal, Handyman does not go ever in the same sentence. Green Hall has Los Tex Maniacs with Rick Trevino. Parker Ryan is at Flores Country Store. Carfest happening at Freeman Coliseum. Stable Hall at the Pearl has the Heated Rivalry Dance Party.
Interesting.
I don't even know what that means. Godfrey is at LOL Comedy Club.
Interesting. Saturday night at Green Hall, Sam Riggs. Freeman Coliseum Fiesta of Gems. Cheer World National Championship. Stable Hall at the Pearl, Los Llanos, Vintage Pictures, and Venita Leo. I know I butchered that.
Yeah.
Aztec Theater, Steel Panther 2020 Sex Tour.
Steel Panther?
Steel Panther. Isn't that the one in that Mark Wahlberg movie?
I think it is. Is that what it is? They're really on tour?
That's what.
Yeah, Steel Panther's on tour.
That's what it says. Yeah.
They got all the safety pins in their jean jackets. Get all those ready and get on down to where they playing, Aztec.
40% of the time, it works every time.
The Steel Panther?
Yeah, well, of course. Or
that was Sex Panther.
Sex Panther. That's
Same
what that
thing.
was. Hey, the old guy, George Strait, he's doing another night at the Moody Center on Saturday night. The Rock Box has Decide and Passing Strangers on Saturday night at Pick's Bar.
Sunday, Spurs Nuggets in the regular season finale out at Frost Bank Center. Green Hall has Robert Lawson and Triple Threat. I don't know. Tobin Center on Sunday has the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders live.
Well, they're out there. Well, they're at ACL Live on Monday.
We're still on Sunday, sir.
Oh, sorry.
Missions and Hooks out at Wolf Stadium.
That's awesome. Did I mention the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders are at ACL Live on Monday?
Why aren't we promoting them?
I'm just saying. Well, they're the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. We're the Dallas Cowboy station.
I mean, last time they came to town, they were on the show. Well, one of them was.
Well, why are they not?
Well, maybe it didn't go well.
Make
that restraining order still in effect.
Sorry.
Ryan Eagle can't be around Nick's company.
Death Rattle is at Paper Tiger on Monday night.
Tuesday at the Majestic Theater, Alice Cooper.
Wow, Alice Cooper. He's got to be about, 110?
Well, I mean, pushing, probably. Alice Cooper.
Wow.
At the Majestic.
How about that?
That's depressing as hell.
Why?
Because he's now playing sit-down shows. I mean, we're talking about Alice freaking Cooper.
Dude, 78.
He's 78 years old.
78? Holy cow.
He's lived the life of 110 years.
I would have lost that bet.
He went to high school with my mother. Phoenix, Arizona.
Extra innings with pleasure.
With the birthday boy.
The birthday boy. Be nice to him. You can sing him a song. He'll let you on the phone lines to sing him happy birthday. That's coming up next year on 94.1.
Sorority girl.
Be sure and join the fellas in the morning huddle, AJ and Rob. They'll get you started bright and early at 6 a.m. And Minix and I will be back with Wemby Watch tomorrow at 2. Until then, everybody, have a great night. She didn't specify poundage.